Chapter 521. Baya thought of her mother. She had been locked up in a mental hospital for most of her life. Her mother really did have mental problems. Even being locked up in a confined space like that was very difficult for her. Moreover, Zhou Hailan wasn't mentally ill. Perhaps, this was heaven's retribution for her. Just as Baya was in a daze, Xing Buhua's men got out of the car. Leng Chao also got out of the car. The three forces balanced each other and blocked the road. Baya looked outside. Su Jiran, I'm leaving. Keep in touch, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Baya nodded and pushed the door open. She walked out and looked at Xing Buhua. He looked at her. There was no hidden displeasure in his eyes. There was a hint of coldness in his drooping eyes. The coldness was cold and gloomy. Baya didn't feel comfortable. Madam. Leng Chao shouted. He stood beside Baya and looked at Xing Buhua, not knowing what to do. Mr. Xing, the joke ends here. Don't make things difficult for me. I think you don't have the right to stop me and take me away, Baya said coldly. What? Xing Buhua frowned. Baya looked at Leng Chao. You sent the plane in the air, right? Yes. Let's go. Let the rope ladder down, Baya said. Are you okay? You're pregnant after all. Leng Chao was worried. I'm fine. I have a friend at the International Hotel in City A. You can just put me on the roof of the hotel. I'll be fine. I'm not that weak, Baya said rationally. Okay. Leng Chao made the call and the rope ladder was lowered from the plane. Xing Buhua narrowed his eyes, hiding the sharpness in them. Baya met his eyes. Her heart felt like it had fallen into a bottomless abyss. There was a thought that wanted to burst out of her brain, but her emotions resisted it. She didn't want what she was thinking now to be true. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, where was Gu Lingqing? It only took 5 minutes for the plane to arrive at the International Hotel in City A. When she got off the plane, the hotel manager opened the door to the rooftop. She walked to Su Changha's room with a heavy heart and knocked on the door. Su Changha opened the door and was slightly stunned to see the woman at the door. Who are you looking for? Senior brother, it's me, Baya said. After the plastic surgery, they had indeed not seen each other. Su Changha was suddenly enlightened. He looked Baya up and down. If you had been like this earlier, I would have definitely fallen in love with you. Baya chuckled. Are you saying that I wasn't good-looking before? You were good-looking before, but now, you're stunning. You can make people fall in love with you at first sight. In terms of appearance, there aren't many people who are better looking than you, right? Su Changha said with admiration. It's because of plastic surgery. When you're young, your cells have a strong recovery ability. Whether it's your muscles, skin, or the degree of tightness, they're all at their best. Once you're over 40, all the sequelae will appear. For example, your chin will have a dull pain after shaving, your teeth and gums will shrink after plastic surgery, your eyelids will droop, your nose will often have difficulty breathing, and you'll have nosebleeds frequently. In serious cases, you'll lose your sense of smell, and so on. Baya said calmly. Then why did you get plastic surgery? At that time, I said that I wanted to change my face and let the doctor take a look. I didn't care how I looked like. Moreover, I was very fat at that time. After the plastic surgery, they couldn't see my facial features, Baya explained. Su Changha smiled and said sneakily, Can you give me the doctor's number? Maybe I'll also become a peerless handsome man. Pfft, Baya was tickled. She was originally in a bad mood, but after meeting him, she became a little more cheerful. That person is Shaniyan's man. He doesn't do plastic surgery easily. He doesn't seem to be a professional anyway. He's just a genius. It seems that my ugliness will follow me for the rest of my life, Su Changha said with a sigh. Baya was tickled again. She looked at his room and said, Aren't you going to invite me in? You're so beautiful. If I'm the only one admiring you in the room, it'll be a waste. Baya laughed so hard that her stomach hurt. She still remembered that when she was studying in the United States, he looked for her and said, "Baya, I feel that my sh*t is lost. I've been taking a dump for a few days. What should I do?" She was drinking milk at that time, and she spat it all out. However, she liked his character very much. He was optimistic, cheerful, and humorous. Even if he fell in love with someone he shouldn't love, he would actively devote himself to his career and sports, replacing the sadness, worry, and depression in his heart with better habits. She might be a genius in psychology. Because of her own experience, because of her mother's situation, she could better understand the hearts and states of patients, as well as the ways to change. However, he was the one who had the best control. Baya entered the room. Su Changha poured a glass of milk for her and asked gently, "Are you better now? Do you still easily lose control of your emotions or have blank memories?" "I don't know if I'm better. 2 years ago, I hypnotized myself. There was no pain, no feelings, and I wouldn't break down easily. However, because Gu Lingqing didn't give up, I had the feelings of Baya again. I thought I was still the same Baya, but I had cured the previous one. It's just that I've cured my previous mental problems," Baya explained and took a sip of milk. "So, can I understand that this is the effect of hypnosis?" "I don't think so. Whoever started the trouble should untie it. My mental illness started because of Gu Lingqing, so I recovered because of him. Hypnosis can make people forget their pain and become a normal person on the surface, but they will lose part of their unforgettable memories, so it's not considered complete. Moreover, these memories, because it's under hypnosis, are very likely to be remembered later. It's just a short treatment. So, as long as we find the cause of mental illness, we can treat mental illness? Psychological reasons can be treated in this way, but there's another kind of pathological reason. However, pathological reasons only need to be treated with the right medicine. Psychological reasons are more troublesome. So, to deal with psychological reasons, we should use hypnosis. Let the patient walk out of his feelings first. Maybe during this period, he will accept another relationship, and it will impact the previous damage. Mental illness, after all, is a matter of getting into a dead end. We can try it. Baya nodded and lowered her eyes. It was like this in the past. When she was with her senior, they would talk about their profession. They were like-minded and had a common language. "Senior, it's like this. I've known a man for 5 years. His personality used to be cold on the outside, but he was very warm on the inside. He would say emotional things, but when you listened to him, you would feel that he was sincere and warm, and he was rational and mature." Chapter 522. I've seen a lot of people. Because of major setbacks, their personalities changed from lively to deep, impulsive to introverted. Very few people changed from introverted to impetuous. If he changed from introverted to impetuous, it might be because he had achieved great success in his career and life. Su Changha analyzed. Baya frowned slightly and asked, "Senior, how do you know if someone is acting?" No matter how good an actor is, there will always be loopholes in the details, unless he has been acting for a lifetime. "Why? Do you think your friend is acting?" Su Changha asked in confusion. "If he's acting, then it's too real." "So real that I can't see any loopholes," Baya said uneasily. "You don't think he's acting, but someone else?" Su Changha read between the lines. "Maybe I'm worrying too much. If he's really someone else, how can there be such a similar person in the world, right?" Baya laughed dryly. "That's easy. Can't we just do a paternity test?" Baya thought. If he was Gu Lingqing, he would be angry when he found out that she did this. But what if he wasn't Gu Lingqing? Let's see. I've contacted the mental hospital you mentioned. I can go to work in a few days. Tell me, what do you want me to do? Su Changha asked. Not for now. That method won't work. I'll accompany you around a country these few days. I didn't treat you well the last time you came. Not for now. Su Changha raised his eyebrows. I'm sorry. Baya also felt sorry. She was the one who called him over, but he went back on his words. That's great. Then I can do my job properly. Su Changha smiled. Your job? Baya was confused. Country A is developing well now. With the rapid economic development, more and more people have mental problems of one kind or another. I've seen research. In the past 2 years, the number of people committing suicide due to depression has increased tenfold compared to previous years. More and more people are paying attention to mental problems in Country A. If I open a clinic in China, I might be able to develop well, Su Changha said. If you're interested in this, I can introduce you to a former friend of mine. His psychological research institute is one of the best in a country. He has so many clients that he can't even manage them all. He's too short of talents. Many clients can't be treated in his institute and go abroad for treatment. I know, Mu Shaoxing, right? I just happen to be lacking someone to introduce me to. If I can be affiliated with the research institute, I can get a lot of resources. He will also become famous because of you. This is a mutually beneficial cooperation. At most, you can just give him 10% of the referral fee. I still owe him a lot of quests. Baya chuckled. We hit it off. Are you free now? I'm free now. Su Changha smiled. Then let's go to the research institute now. I'll change my phone. So, you don't have his number? You're really heartless. You didn't tell me you changed your number. However, I'm glad that at least you still have my number. You didn't even keep his number. Su Changha comforted himself. At that time, I didn't want to have anything to do with the people in the past. In a different environment, a different mentality. Let's not talk about this. I'll help you settle this first. If you stay in a country, I'll have someone to talk to. Baya stood up. Yes, I'm from a country. I don't see many girls. Maybe I can find a girlfriend that I like. Su Changha nodded. You've decided to give up on your sister? Baya didn't believe it. She's getting engaged to someone else, Anne. Su Changha paused. The more I try to control her, the more rebellious she'll become. At least, I'll find her a sister-in-law. We'll still be a family. I've thought about it. I'll fulfill my responsibilities as a husband and as a brother. I'll take a step back and not force things. Instead, I'll relax. Su Changha picked up his coat and put it on. I've always admired your ability to adjust. Your healing ability is what I admire the most. Su Changha smiled and opened the door. Baya went out first. From the corner of her eyes, she saw a head shrink back. That head did not seem to have given up and poked out again. Baya smiled. When she saw Su Changha close the door, she hugged Su Changha's arm. It's a little cold outside. Wait a minute. Su Changha opened the door again. He took out his camel coat and put it on Baya. My coat is big. It can cover you completely. It can cover my heart too, Baya said deliberately. What do you mean? Su Changha was stunned. Baya pulled him away and said in a low voice, Don't look back. Your sister is in the stairwell near the emergency exit. Su Changha stopped in his tracks in shock. Are you serious? I saw him. He had a crew cut, right? Baya said. Su Changha felt helpless. Yes. He knew that I like long hair, so he immediately shaved his head. The crew cut is something that grew out later. Baya could feel his sadness. If you and I are like this, she doesn't care. Senior, you really have to give up. I know. I've already given up. Let's go. Let her go. She'll go back when she's done. Su Changha pressed the button and the elevator door opened. They walked in. This time, he saw his sister walking out of the stairwell and standing in front of him. Su Changha clenched his fists and stood still. The elevator door closed slowly. Baya pressed the first floor. She feels that she has feelings for you. Baya let go of Su Changha's arm. That's because she feels that her belongings might be snatched away by someone else, so she feels a sense of panic. Because of this uneasiness, she will act beyond her rationality. When the matter is resolved, she will still feel that the belongings are not what she wants, Su Changha said rationally. You've really given up on her? Baya did not believe him. I just need to force myself a little more and give up on the habit. Then, I'll be able to walk out of it completely. Why don't you hypnotize me and make me forget that I loved her? Let me only see her as my sister in the future. Let's talk about this after you've thought it through. With a ding, the elevator door opened. Gu Lingqing. No, Xing Buhua stood at the elevator door and stared at her. You'll only be happy if you piss me off, right? Baya paused for a moment. Come with me, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I think I've made myself very clear. Although you look like my husband, you're not him. Your personalities are completely different. I love him, but I love his character more than his looks. There's no need for you to pester him like this. Baya rejected him. Chapter 523. It's true, Baya said with certainty. Xing Buhua stared at her for 10 seconds, then turned around and left the hotel. Su Changha looked at Baya in surprise. He looks exactly like your husband? The question you asked just now was directed at him. I'll bring you to the research institute first. We'll talk about other things later. Baya didn't want to think about it. However, Gu Lingqing's face kept repeating in her mind when she was in the taxi. She was mentally and physically exhausted. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, where was Gu Lingqing? If he was Gu Lingqing, her acting just now was not up to standard. Her heart was getting heavier and heavier, so heavy that she couldn't breathe. Su Changha looked at her. Junior sister, I can feel that you're afraid. What are you afraid of? Baya shook her head. You'll feel more and more stressed if you hide everything in your heart. Saying it out is also a form of release, Su Changha guided her. If one day, I really can't take it anymore, I'll become your client, senior brother. Baya slightly raised the corner of her mouth. Su Changha saw that she didn't want to say it, so he didn't ask further. When they arrived at the research institute, Mu Xiaoxue wasn't there. There were other employees there. Baya asked for Mu Xiaoxue's phone number and dialed it directly. Hello, who's this? Mu Xiaoxue asked. Mu Xiaoxue, I'm Baya. Baya. Mu Xiaoxue was shocked. Where have you been? Have you disappeared from the world? It's okay if you don't give me a job, but can't you even be my friend? I went to treat my illness. A lot of things happened, Baya explained briefly. Has your illness been cured? Where are you now? Mu Xiaoxue asked worriedly. City A. When are you coming back? I have a friend I want to introduce to you. I'll rush back tonight. We can meet tomorrow, Mu Xiaoxue said. See you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon. Baya hung up the phone and looked at Su Changha. I'm sorry for making you come all the way here for nothing. I just want to know where the research institute is and see their working atmosphere. It's like an inspection. How can it be considered a wasted trip? I'll send you back now, Su Changha said. I'll send you back. I'll make a call and someone will pick me up. Baya sent a message to Lin Shulan. You seem to be doing well. Su Changha smiled. Simple, there is simple happiness, high status and power. There are more things that I want to protect, and life will be more tiring. I just want to find a man that I love and live a peaceful life with until I grow old. Everyone is different. It's fine as long as you're happy. Let's go. Baya sent Su Changha back and saw the girl with the crew cut squatting at the entrance of the hotel. When she saw Su Changha, she stood up. Su Changha frowned. Do you want me to handle it? When you see her, you're not surprised anymore. You're worried, Baya said to Su Changha. What do you think I should do? Be honest, and be direct. Entangling for too long will tire you out. Whether she's sincere or not, I can test her. Try it and tell me the result. There's no need to hold back, Su Changha said in a deep voice. Baya walked towards his sister and smiled. I know you. You're Changha's sister. Who are you? The girl sized up Baya with her bright eyes. Who do you want me to be? Baya asked. You're not my brother's girlfriend, are you? The girl guessed. Do you think it bothers you that I am or not? Of course not, the girl said with certainty and looked at Su Changha. Baya stood in front of her. Then what are you doing now? I don't know why my brother is angry at me. I care about him a lot, the girl said helplessly. He used to like you, but it was between a man and a woman. You already have a boyfriend and you're about to marry him. Your brother wants to calm down. But don't worry. Your brother will return soon. When that time comes, he'll only treat you as a sister. You don't have to feel troubled. You just need to give him some time, Baya said straightforwardly. The girl looked at Baya with red eyes. Baya smiled. There's no shock in your eyes, only confusion. It means that you already knew this would happen. You came all the way here. What do you want? Do you want to use your brother as a spare tire to prove your feminine charm? That's too cruel. You know that he's always doting on you. He's always doting on you. I don't know. I'm afraid that he'll be angry. I'm afraid that he won't want me anymore. I'm also afraid that he... The girl did not continue and lowered her head. I'm also afraid that he'll have improper thoughts about you. So, you only treat him as a brother. In that case, my advice for you is to go back. He'll adjust soon and only treat you as a sister in the future. Maybe soon, you'll have a sister-in-law. The girl looked up. I want to talk to him. I'll leave after that. Baya nodded. She turned around and walked to Su Changha. She said, she's afraid that you'll be angry. She's afraid that you won't want her anymore. She's also afraid that you'll have improper thoughts about her. Calm her down and let her go. Then you can be at ease. Okay. Su Changha walked to the girl and said softly, go back in peace. You won't lose me as your brother. Can we still be like before? The girl asked with tears in her eyes. Su Changha smiled. Yes, I'll open a clinic in a country. I'll stay there for a few years. You and Chris can come to me then. Can we not open a clinic in a country? Let's go back to America, the girl pleaded. Su Jiao, you've grown up. When you marry Chris, you'll be his wife. You'll have children and you'll have your own life. I'll always be your big brother. I'll be your harbor when you're tired. But I also need to have my own life. Go back. Su Changha rubbed her hair. It stung his palms, reminding him of his previous foolishness. He retracted his hand and stood up straight. He had made up his mind about her. It was time to end this twisted relationship. The girl hugged Su Changha's waist. Brother, I can't live without you. Su Changha didn't hug her. Brother, I'll always be your brother. You won't lose me. I promise, we're family. Brother, hug me. I'm cold, the girl said in his arms. Su Changha sighed and hugged her. It's very late now. I'll help you get a room. I'll send you to the airport tomorrow. I'll call Chris and ask him to pick you up at the airport. The girl hugged him tightly and didn't say anything. Su Changha carried her and walked towards the elevator. Chapter 524. Su Changha furrowed his brows and put the girl down. If that's what you're thinking, you should leave immediately. Don't come to me again. The girl looked at Su Changha angrily. Brother, you really don't want me anymore. She reached out to grab Su Changha's hand. Su Changha shook her off, not letting her touch him. He said sternly, "I didn't teach you well. That's why you think that you can exchange your body for a man. In fact, your body can only make a man stay with you for a short period of time. It won't make them respect you. I think my punishment should be to lose you completely." "It's not like that, brother. It's not like that," the girl cried. "I don't want to pester you anymore. Maybe my attitude made you think that you can be impudent. Then, I'll tell you clearly now. I don't want you anymore. Go find your parents. You're not my biological sister anyway," Su Changha said sternly. "Don't do this, brother. Don't do this." The girl cried. The door opened with a ding. Su Changha walked past her and entered the elevator. The girl watched as the door closed in front of her. Su Changha didn't call out to her anymore. She felt as if her heart was being cut by a knife. Baya walked behind her. "Let Su Changha go. He's ready to let you go. You should leave his life completely." "I don't want it," the girl cried. "This world won't happen just because you don't want it. You can't do whatever you want. He has no regrets and took care of you for more than 10 years without any conditions. He doesn't need you to repay him. He just wants you to leave his life. If you pester him again, you'll be too shameless, won't you? Your brother will find a girlfriend soon. He'll find a girlfriend soon. You're making him feel guilty about his future wife," Baya said cruelly. "I love him." The girl cried loudly. She squatted on the floor, hugged her knees and cried. Baya squatted in front of her. "Why don't you tell him that you love him?" The girl didn't say anything. "In my opinion, your behavior is not loving him, but hanging him. You're about to get married, and you still want to use him as a spare tire?" "Su Jiao, don't be too selfish," Baya said in a low voice. "I won't get married. I've already broken up with Christoph. I've never slept with Christoph. My first time was with my brother." Su Jiao lowered her head and cried. "That's impossible. If Su Changha slept with you, he wouldn't be irresponsible. He's not an irresponsible person." Baya didn't believe it. "That day he thought I was sleeping at Cliff's, drunk, and took me. Actually, I didn't sleep at Cliff's house. It was my brother's birthday, and I wanted to buy him a Rolex watch, so I worked outside. After that, I ran away from home, but I didn't have sex with Christoph. I was still working. My brother misunderstood me. He even left me behind and no longer cared about me. He went traveling alone. I took Christopher to him and told him I was going to marry him. I like him," the girl said in tears. "What about your hair? What happened?" Baya was confused. "You know your brother likes girls with long hair. He misunderstood me and went on a date with a girl with long hair. I saw it and he scolded me. I got angry and shaved my head. What should I do now? My brother really doesn't want me anymore. My heart hurts," sob sob sob. The girl's face was covered in tears. Baya frowned and stood up. "You just said that you were afraid that he would be angry, afraid that he would abandon you, and afraid of what he would do. You didn't go on. If I understand correctly, you should be afraid that he would do that to you. It hurts so much that I can't even walk. I'm not afraid anymore. As long as he still wants me, I won't be afraid anymore," the girl said in tears. "I heard you, Su Changha," Baya said. The girl looked behind her in shock. The elevator door was still closed, and her eyes dimmed. "The staircase," Baya reminded the girl. The girl looked at the staircase and saw Su Changha. Su Changha looked at the girl in shock. He was really drunk that day. He was annoyed and depressed, and his heart was in pain. However, he couldn't remember what happened after that. It turned out that he had already, no wonder after that incident, he felt that she was afraid of him. He thought that she had a boyfriend and was avoiding him. The girl saw Su Changha and was afraid that Su Changha would run away. She ran over and hugged him tightly. Brother, I was wrong. Please don't abandon me. If you don't, I'll die. Su Changha hugged her. The coldness that he had been maintaining for so long collapsed. Silly, what did you do wrong? It's my fault. Why didn't you tell me? After I ran out, I regretted it. I waited for you to pick me up, but you didn't come. You even left me on a vacation. After you left, I couldn't work, so I was fired. I didn't have enough money to buy you a birthday present, the girl said, feeling wronged. It's my fault. I didn't know it was me, Su Changha said apologetically. The girl was courageous. She kissed Su Changha. I don't blame you. It's just a little heavy. It hurts. Su Changha lowered his head and kissed her too. Baya smiled. Love seemed to be a beautiful thing. Seeing her senior brother whom she had known for so many years finally hugging a beauty, she felt happy for him. Her heart felt warm and moist. It was time for her to leave. She slowly walked out of the door and looked at the sky. The moon was bright. Its pure light shone on her body. Was Gu Lingqing looking at the moon now? She missed him so much. His eyes turned red unconsciously. Moisture filled his eyes and gathered into water droplets that flowed out of his eyes. Madam. Zhang Xingyu got out of the car and called out worriedly. Did Lin Shulan ask you to come? Yeah. It might take her more than an hour to get here. I'm just nearby, Zhang Xingyu said. Baya got into the car and closed her eyes to take a nap. Madam, do you think that man is Chief Gu? Zhang Xingyu asked, puzzled. Baya didn't say a word. Zhang Xingyu turned around. Seeing that Baya had fallen asleep, he didn't ask any further. When Baya reached home, Song Shiyu was already asleep. Lin Shulan was waiting at the door. Baya looked at the basement door. Lin Shulan, guard the door. Don't let anyone in. Okay. Baya walked into the basement. She closed the door and turned on the lights. Xing Buhua walked out from the dark with one hand in his pocket. He smiled and looked at her. You acted well today. Give it a thumbs up. Chapter 525. Xing Buhua stared at her. His eyes were as dark as ink. What's wrong? When you're acting, you make me feel like you're another person. I feel panicky, uneasy, Baya said frankly. Xing Buhua looked at her and pulled her into his arms. Wait for me. Wait for me. You know that if anything goes wrong, we'll be in danger. You know that it's dangerous, but you still do those things. You're pushing yourself to the top of the waves. Baya said angrily. You're my woman. I can't watch you leave with another man, even if I die. Xing Buhua said with certainty. He looked at her with burning eyes. Baya looked at him. Her eyes were red. Don't you have any trust between us? I can die for you. If Leng Shuang hadn't told me that you were still alive, I would have died a long time ago. Let's not talk about this, okay? It's not easy for us to meet each other. Do we have to spend our time arguing? Xing Buhua frowned. Baya looked straight at him. His sunken eyes were exactly the same as before. Was she thinking too much? Her phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran calling. She glanced at Xing Buhua and walked to the side, ready to answer the call. Xing Buhua hugged her from behind. He said in a low voice, Xiaoya, I don't feel safe. Baya's heart trembled. She felt a faint pain in her heart. Maybe she was wrong. She blamed Gu Lingqing for not trusting her and being impulsive. It was her own actions that made him not trust her and be impulsive. Baya hung up the phone. She turned around, looked at him, and kissed his lips. Xing Buhua looked at her. Baya smiled. I'll think twice in the future. I won't do this again. Xing Buhua smiled and kissed her on the lips. Baya pushed him away. I still have business to attend to. I'll call Su Jiran back. It's business. I'll tell you the details later. Xing Buhua frowned but did not stop her. Baya made the call. Xiaoya, I've got the video. I'll send it to you later. Just as you predicted, Xing Dongqing pushed all the blame to Shen Ao, said Su Jiran. His tone was full of anger, depression, and suppressed sadness. I thought about it again on the way back just now. I got the video. Even if Shen Ao finds out, it will only drive a wedge between them and make them guard against each other. Because their interests are bound to each other, it will be difficult to break them apart. In the end, they will reach a balance, and the sacrifice will be you. I've also thought of this. Xiaoya, remember me in the future, okay? I'm a little tired. Also, please take care of me every day, said Su Jiran tiredly. Baya understood what he meant. Her nose felt a little dry. Life was fragile. It could be gone at any time. She had loved Su Jiran and hated Su Jiran. But she did not want to owe anyone except Gu Lingqing. You take care of yourself every day. Your sacrifice is meaningless. I just need to assassinate Shen Ao in the name of Xing Dongqing. That way, the two giants will be destroyed at the same time. Su Jiran told her his plan. Even if you kill Shen Ao, do you think others will believe that you were sent by Xing Dongqing? Xing Dongqing has the ability to quibble. You just killed Shen Ao without any real power. Besides, at this time, maybe Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing have already set up a trap for you. Baya analyzed. What do you want me to do? Tell me, and I'll do it. I never listened to you before, but now I'll listen to everything you say. You have something you want to protect, and I have something I want to protect. It just so happens that the people we want to defeat are the same, Su Jiran said in a low voice. You'd better hide in a place where Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao can't find you. Find the evidence that your mother hid. Once you find it, put it on the internet and let the citizens judge their crimes. In addition, I'll pull out Xing Dongqing's claws and teeth one by one. Okay, I'll listen to you, Xiaoya. Su Jiran paused. Huh? Baya waited for him to continue. Don't fall in love with Xing Buhua, Su Jiran reminded her. Baya pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She turned to look at Xing Buhua and said with certainty, I only love Gu Lingqing. Su Jiran paused for a long time again. He didn't say anything else and hung up the phone. Xing Buhua's eyes became colder and he frowned slightly. You still have feelings for him. I don't want him to do anything for me. It'll make me feel burdened, Baya explained. He's not doing anything for you, but for himself. Now Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao are his enemies. You're the one taking revenge for him. How did he become the one sacrificing for you? I'm going to say that you're stupid or naive. You're being played by him, Xing Buhua said angrily. Baya looked at Xing Buhua. She didn't want to argue about this issue. She knew that Su Jiran was very shrewd. In order to deal with Xing Bachuan, he was willing to marry her, whom he didn't love, for more than 20 years. Similarly, in order to deal with Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing, he could also endure for more than 20 years. If she said all this, Xing Buhua would definitely be angry. He would think that she was speaking up for Su Jiran. As long as she understood it, it was enough that she didn't owe him anything. She walked forward and hugged Xing Buhua. She said gently, So, hurry up and come back to me. I can't do it without you. Xing Buhua paused. All his anger and frustration disappeared instantly. His Adam's apple moved up and down. He looked at her clear eyes and his stomach tightened. He pinched her nose. Baya pushed his hand away. What are you doing? It hurts. I'm not leaving today. I'll stay here with you. Xing Buhua said. Will you tell me what you're doing? Baya asked tentatively. Xing Buhua frowned and hesitated. Baya looked at him and waited for him to speak. First, if I still appear as Gu Lingqing, Xing Dongqing will be more afraid of me. I don't want you to live in fear with me. Second, I'm not worried about Leng Shuo. He listens to you. I can communicate with you. That's why I can preserve my strength. Third, I can change my identity and go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I can stabilize my strength and collect evidence of Shen Ao and Xing Dongqing's evil deeds. Fourth, 2 years later, there will be a new presidential election. I can successfully ascend to the position and kill Xing Dongqing and Shen Ao. I should pretend that I don't know you. But I can't help thinking about you, paying attention to you and worrying about you. That's why I can't wait to see you. I want to arrange for you to be by my side. Xing Buhua explained. Other than me, who else knows that you're Gu Lingqing? Bai Ye asked. Xing Shang. My father saved him. I'm not talking about Gu Tianheng. So, he deserves my trust. I was able to successfully confuse the enemy during the assassination in the military. There are people from Xing Dongqing in the military. That's why I didn't even dare to tell Leng Shuo. Xing Buhua explained. He explained. Chapter 526. Why would you think that? If I'm not Gu Lingqing, who am I? If I'm not Gu Lingqing, where is the real Gu Lingqing? Is he dead? Xing Buhua frowned and asked. Bai Ye stared at him. She thought so too. You're so good at acting. Have you heard the story of the rabbit and the hound? The hound chased the rabbit but couldn't catch it. The hound asked the rabbit, "How can you run so fast?" The rabbit said, "If you can't catch me, I'll starve. If you catch me, I'll be dead. Now is a matter of life and death. If I die, what will you do?" Xing Buhua said helplessly. He said helplessly. Bai Ye lowered her head. Xing Buhua rubbed her hair. I've done some research. It says that 10% of pregnant women suffer from depression. I'll come to see you every day. Tell me what you want to eat and I'll bring it to you. Bai Ye's heart softened a little. Her gloominess was swept away. It's too tiring for you to come here every day. It's nothing compared to seeing you. Even if I'm at the end of the world, I'll crawl here, Xing Buhua said helplessly. Bai Ye smiled. Can you use a means of transportation? It's too far to walk here. I've customized it. The height and width must be suitable. I'll probably get it in a few days. It'll take me 10 minutes to come here. You don't have to worry anymore, right? Bai Ye nodded. Go back early today. I'll move the bed to the library tomorrow. Bai Ye blushed slightly. What she meant was, they hadn't been together for a long time. Xing Buhua smiled. I don't want to leave tonight. Go back to your room first. I'll come over later. Won't that be too dangerous? Bai Ye was worried. Dangerous? They're my people. I know them. Besides, even if they find out, they won't betray me. Don't worry, Xing Buhua said. Well, be careful, Bai Ye lowered her head and said. She turned around, blushing even more, and walked out of the embassy. Lin Shulan was still guarding outside the door. Shulan, go back and sleep. I need to rest too. It's late. Yes, madam. Just call me if you need anything. All right. Bai Ye returned to her room and looked at her phone. It was already 2 in the morning. She went to the bathroom to clean up. Xing Buhua was already in her room. The curtains were drawn. You're so fast. Bai Ye was shocked. Xing Buhua went forward and hugged her. He looked at her with a burning gaze. I always dream of you. Tell me about it. Xing Buhua dragged out the last syllable. I dreamed of traveling with you. I dreamed of being on a deserted island with you. I dreamed of being in church with you. A few times. Xing Buhua paused and looked at her. Even if he didn't say it out loud, she instantly understood. She pushed him and said, "Do you want to go in and take a shower?" "Can I?" Baya pretended that she didn't understand his hint. "This is your home. Why can't I?" Xing Buhua pinched her nose. He paid attention to the strength so that she wouldn't be hurt. "You're going to torture me to death." "I'm not." Baya pushed his hand away. "Wait for me," Xing Buhua said meaningfully. He smiled and walked towards the bathroom. Baya was stunned. Why did he smile like that? He didn't smile like that before. But he was right. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, who else could he be? They had worked so hard to get to where they were today. They couldn't not trust each other anymore. She climbed into bed and turned off the lights. There was only the orange bedside lamp on. Then she got under the quilt. Xing Buhua came out of the bathroom and looked at Baya on the bed. He turned around, opened the cabinet, changed into his pajamas, lifted the quilt and lay down beside Baya. Baya smelled the familiar scent on his body. She took the initiative to hug his waist. She leaned against his chest and took a deep breath. They had been apart for less than 2 weeks, but she felt that they had been apart for a long time. The time of waiting was too cold. It was full of suppressed scars. Listening to his heartbeat, she felt warmth entering her body. He didn't sleep either. He looked at her rosy face. "Go to sleep. It's getting late." "I don't dare to sleep. I don't want to sleep," Baya said. "I'm not leaving. I won't leave tomorrow either. I'll accompany you for the day," he said in a low voice and looked at her gently. Baya looked up at him in surprise. "Can I?" "Yes, I'll go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs next week. I want to go fishing with you and eat the fish soup you make." Baya raised the corners of her mouth and smiled brightly. She was happy. He was her Gu Lingqing. He remembered it all. She pecked him on the lips. He looked at her. She was usually calm and elegant like the snow lotus on the cliffs of Tian Shan Mountain. In the cold winter, she bloomed alone. She was better than countless winter plums. When she smiled, she was more like a star. It could light up a person's heart and bloom a beautiful universe. "You are what I want in my life. The woman I want to protect for the rest of my life," he said passionately. "You too," Baya said gently. He lowered his head and kissed her. The kiss was very gentle, like warm water. He was afraid to break the beauty of this moment. He hooked the tip of her tongue and held it in his mouth, swallowing it slowly. His hand on her waist became hotter and hotter. His breathing also became heavier. Baya let him kiss her. Time was peaceful. Even the light on her body was especially gentle. He let go of her and looked at her red lips. He frowned. "Do you still mean what you said last time?" Baya's face turned red. It wasn't that she hadn't done it in the past. When love was deep, many things would happen spontaneously because of love. She would satisfy all his requests. This was a special time. They really hadn't been together for a long time. Baya burrowed under the blanket. His heart was beating wildly. He sat up slightly and leaned against the back of the bed. He was so nervous that he didn't know where to put his hands. He felt that her gentleness could melt glaciers. It made him feel like he was in a fairyland and saw the most beautiful scenery. He lifted the blanket and looked at her. That look was like a startling swan. It stayed in his heart forever and would never fade. Baya heard the knock on the door. He slowly opened his eyes. Xing Buhua was beside him. He supported his head with his hand and looked at her with a gentle gaze. She remembered that he used to be like this. She was really worried that she was drooling. "Madam, I'm Lin Shulan. Do you want to get up for lunch?" Lin Shulan asked. "Wait a minute. I'll come down myself," Baya said towards the door. "Looks like I won't be able to drink my fish soup." Xing Buhua sighed. Baya was amused by him. Last night, he said that he would go fishing with her and drink the fish soup she made. Now that she thought about it, he was right. How could he go fishing with her? They were working underground now. Are you coming tomorrow? Baya asked. I want to stay with you until tomorrow. Haha. She was happy. Are you coming the day after tomorrow? I have to. He didn't hesitate at all. Baya grinned. Then I'll go fishing in the day after tomorrow. I'll make fish soup for you at night. You can drink it when you come over at night. Chapter 527. Let's wait for Shani Yen to inform us. It should be soon, after the new year at most. Baya looked at the door. You can hide later. I'll get Lin Shulan to bring the food in. That way, you won't have to starve. She didn't wait for Xing Buhua to speak and walked towards the door. Xing Buhua furrowed his brows as he looked at her skinny figure. In the wee hours of the morning, he didn't ask her to get it out for him. Instead, he went to the bathroom to do it himself. He couldn't bear to part with her, his heart ached and he pitied her. He was satisfied just by looking at her. Before Baya could open the door, Xing Buhua rushed over and hugged her. He buried his head in her neck. Say you love me. Baya chuckled and looked at him. She held his face. I love you, more than you can imagine. Not many men could resist their desires. He was one of them. He wanted it so much and she was ready. He ran to the bathroom alone. She saw how much he loved her. She just wanted to love him more. Xing Buhua replied, his frown deepening. I'm going to be 3 months old soon. When that time comes, it'll be okay. You don't have to endure so much. Baya blushed. Xing Buhua answered again, looking at her with a deep gaze. There was too much meaning in that look. She couldn't understand it. She felt that he had something on his mind. She asked in confusion, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? If only I knew you earlier. Xing Buhua sighed. I'll definitely let you suffer less. Baya smiled. Sometimes when I'm lying in bed, I think that if only I knew you earlier. Then, maybe we could have had less suffering and we could have a happy life with our child. But then I thought about it. Maybe we knew each other long ago and you didn't like me at all. We just passed each other. Besides, with my status, your parents still wouldn't agree. You were just a child then and you wouldn't be so determined. You wouldn't have been so resolute, and I wouldn't have loved you so deeply. I might have hated you at such a young age, and we might have never met again. Time has its own trajectory, and things don't develop overnight. If your adoptive father hadn't died, he wouldn't have told you the secret. In other words, even if we still loved each other and had many children, today's situation would still happen. Because if I had known you earlier, I might not have become a discipline inspector, nor would I have studied psychology, nor would I have been so strong and determined. Right now, it's just right? I can try my best to catch up with you, and we can advance side by side. You can always convince me. Xing Buhua was impatient. He hugged Baya again. Baya pushed him away. All right, if you don't go out now, Lin Shulan will think that something happened to me. You hide in the bathroom. Okay. Xing Buhua walked into the washroom. Baya smiled and opened the door. Lin Shulan stood outside worriedly. Shulan, I want to eat in the room. Bring the food in, I'm a little hungry. Remember to eat more, Baya ordered. Yes, madam. How are you? Lin Shulan looked at Baya's face. I'm fine, but I don't want to go out today. It's a little cold, Baya said with a smile. Her phone rang. It was Su Changhe. Damn, I forgot about my appointment with Su Changhe again. Answer. Senior. Ha ha ha, Baya, you're really, ha ha ha, so considerate. Su Changhe laughed wildly. Baya could tell that Su Changhe was in a good mood. Considerate? Did he mean that she wouldn't disturb him? Huh, then she was really considerate. I saw you and your sister reconcile yesterday. Do you still want to develop in a country? Baya asked. We had sex yesterday, Su Changha said proudly. Didn't it happen long ago? On that dark and windy night when you were drunk. Baya heard everything yesterday. That doesn't count. I don't remember. Last night, my sister was willing. She didn't say it hurt. Su Changha shared happily. Baya's face turned red. She was happy to share her professional knowledge with Su Changha. As for the sex, she didn't want it. Congratulations. So, you've decided to go back? Baya scratched her head. I'm not going back. My sister wants to stay in a land with me. Moreover, my parents won't agree to our current situation. I'm going to get married in a land and have a few children before going back. By then, my parents will give up. Awesome, but you're an overseas Chinese. Are you going to get married in a country? Baya didn't understand. Yes, I can. I'll finish the formalities. Well, can you tell Mu Xiaoxue when he's free? Su Changha finally got down to business. I'll call him now. I'll call you when I'm ready. Baya said. She hung up and called Mu Xiaoxue directly. Mu Xiaoxue answered after 2 rings. I'm sorry. I'm still in the car. I wanted to come back yesterday, but there were no tickets left. It doesn't matter. Let's meet at the Michelin restaurant in Shuiyu International at noon tomorrow. It's my treat. Baya said readily. How can it be your treat? Of course, it's my treat. I haven't seen you for a long time. Without you, the reputation of the research institute has plummeted. I can't take many cases anymore. Mu Xiaoxue nagged. I still owe you a lot. You can sort it out. I'll be free before the spring festival. Baya smiled. Oh yeah. I came out to handle a big case this time. It's very tricky. The murderer has a high IQ and super strong psychological quality. There are almost no flaws. He has already killed 4 people in the serial murder case. It's estimated that he will continue to do so. Mu Xiaoxue complained. Okay. You can submit the documents tomorrow. My senior brother is also here. Let's discuss it together. Oh yeah. I love you. I love you so much. Moi. Mu Xiaoxue hung up the phone excitedly. Baya put away her phone. A video appeared in front of her. Xing Buhua was standing in front of her. Baya was so scared that she almost dropped her phone. She pushed Xing Buhua to the bathroom. Lin Shulan will come soon. What if he sees you? Who were you talking to on the phone just now? Xing Buhua asked with jealousy in his eyes. He didn't hide his displeasure at all. Mu Xiaoxue. My senior brother is going to open a clinic in a company. I'm the middleman. Baya explained. He loves you. Xing Buhua frowned. I heard that. Baya burst into laughter. Her heart was full of sweetness. That's his pet phrase. I guess the number of women he loves can be several trucks. He doesn't love me that way. I'm just a colleague. I owe him a favor. You know. Xing Buhua was still looking at her. He said with some annoyance, Baya, I want to lock you up at home. Those people are not blind. Chapter 528. Xing Buhua paused and understood what she meant. His heart was beating so fast that it felt like it was going to jump out of his throat. It was a new and special feeling. I've kept it in my heart, Xing Buhua said with a smile. He heard the footsteps getting closer and closer. A sharp glint flashed across his eyes. He jumped and hid behind the bed. Lin Shulan pushed the door open and almost bumped into him. Baya took a deep breath and took the tray from Lin Shulan. Let me do it. Madam, are you really okay? Lin Shulan was still looking at Baiya's face worriedly. I'm fine. You can leave first. You don't have to wake me. I'll be down at dinner time, Baiya said. Oh, Lin Shulan replied. Baiya put the dishes on the desk and locked the door. Luckily you're sharp. Otherwise, you'd have been discovered, Baiya said to Xing Buhua with a smile. Xing Buhua locked his eyes on her and didn't speak. Many thoughts were brewing in his mind. We have to live like this for at least 2 years. When we pull Xing Dongxing down, we'll get married again. You can marry me again. Baiya pursed her lips and smiled. I think I've married you many times. But we've never had a wedding. I owe you, Xing Buhua said. It's okay. I don't care about that. As long as we're happy, Baiya said with a smile. She passed him the chopsticks. There's only one pair. You can eat first. I'll feed you. You're pregnant with my child. Xing Buhua looked at her unnoticeable belly. A strange look flashed across his eyes. I've thought of it. Baiya opened the wine cabinet. There was a spoon tied to the milk carton she bought in the supermarket. She could use it now. Xing Buhua looked at her from behind, his lips curled up and he took a deep breath. His phone rang. When he saw that it was Xing Shang's call, his eyes turned cold and he picked it up. Where are you? Don't forget that we still have things to do today. Xing Shang urged. Forget about that. I'm with Baiya now, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Xing Shang paused for 3 seconds and said in a sharp voice, I think you're crazy. I love her, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya turned around and looked at Xing Buhua. When she met his affectionate eyes, she realized that he was referring to her. She blushed. You're really crazy. We agreed that it wasn't like this. Xing Shang's breathing quickened. I'm sorry. After seeing her, I couldn't help myself. I don't want to be separated from her. After I get rid of Xing Dongxing, I'll marry her. As for the rest, we'll discuss it when I come back tomorrow. Xing Buhua didn't wait for Xing Shang to speak and hung up the phone. Are you okay? If you have something to do, you can leave now, Baiya said. Xing Buhua hugged Baiya. I was going to see Huarui today, but I don't want to go. Who's Huarui? Baiya didn't know this person. Do you know who Shaniyan's wife is? Xing Buhua asked. Baiya shook her head. I only know that she's a very powerful person with a very powerful background. Shen Yiyan married her to stabilize his power. You know that country M is a neutral country, right? Because of their advanced weapons and the best mercenary team, they have a very powerful position in the world. Baiya nodded. She had heard about this from Alan. Alan even wanted to introduce her to these organizations. And? The royal family of this country is surnamed Hua. Shen Yiyan's wife, Hua Zixing, is a princess of the royal family. Although she's not as noble as a princess, she comes from a family of weapons. Her father has a very powerful position in the world. Huarui is her sister, Xing Buhua explained. So, Xing Shang asked you to marry her? Baiya guessed. Xing Buhua nodded. I rejected him. Xing Shang was very angry. Baiya lowered her eyes and hugged Xing Buhua. Her heart ached for Lu Shuang. I'll love you even more. Xing Buhua smiled. Just don't make me angry. Baiya chuckled. She looked up at him. Let's hurry up and eat before it gets cold. Okay. During the meal, Baiya's phone rang. Xing Buhua looked at her phone. It was Shen Yiyan's. He relaxed a little. Baiya answered the call in front of Xing Buhua. She had nothing to hide from him. Baiya, Su Jiran disappeared. Do you know about it? Shen Yiyan went straight to the point. Baiya put down her chopsticks. She glanced at Xing Buhua and said in a low voice, It doesn't matter to you whether he disappeared or not. Have you been paying attention to him? Don't you think it's strange that his mother disappeared right after she passed away? In fact, that's why I don't think it's strange. I think you should know the reason, given your intelligence. Shen Yan paused. 3 seconds later, she asked, "Are you saying that my parents have something to do with his mother's death?" The correct way to put it is to do with your parents and Xing Dongqing. Xing Dongqing planted someone in Su Jiran. He vaguely knew that Xiong Dani had some unknown evidence. No one knew what the evidence was. Xing Dongqing told your parents and encouraged them. Then your parents killed them. Xing Dongqing told Su Jiran all this. Su Jiran's power and status were given by your father. If he didn't leave, he would be dead. You should know your parents, Baya said coldly. Xing Buhua didn't look good. He didn't know why, but when he heard the name Su Jiran, he felt extremely uncomfortable. Do you know where he is? Shen Yan asked. I don't know. He won't tell me, Baya said with certainty. Doesn't Gu Lingqing have the third eye? Can he help me find him? Shen Yan said worriedly. Shen Yan also has the third eye. I'm afraid it won't be easy to find him. I'll send someone to your side to borrow the third eye. Is that okay? Shen Yan's tone was very tough. Baya hesitated. If she didn't agree, she would have to rely on Shen Yan to get into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet. She definitely wouldn't be able to get in. If she agreed, the third eye was too powerful. If Su Jiran was found, he would definitely die. Xing Buhua opened the drawer and took out a pen and paper. He wrote on the paper, "Agree to him." Baya took a deep breath. Okay. I'll tell Leng Shuai later. Send someone over. Tell Leng Shuai now. My person is on the way to the military now, Shen Yan said anxiously. Okay. Baya hung up the phone. Are you worried about Su Jiran? Xing Buhua said in a bad tone. Su Jiran is in the same boat with us now. If the lips die, the teeth will be interdependent, Baya explained. Xing Buhua looked at her with drooping eyes. His eyes were cold. I don't need the help of my rival in love. Sure. Chapter 529. Su Jiran would be very helpful as a teammate, but he would also be very dangerous as an enemy. She didn't want him to have another enemy, and she didn't want to lose him either. She called Leng Shuai. Leng Shuai, this is Baya. Su Jiran has gone missing, and Shen Yan has sent someone to the military. He hopes that we can help him find Su Jiran using the eye of the sky. So should we help or not? Leng Shuai asked. Let him investigate, Baya said in a low voice. We'll wait and see. Got it. Leng Shuai hung up. Baya lowered her head and ate, her mind in a rush. Xing Buhua picked up the fish bones and placed the fish in her bowl. Baya looked up at him. He had given up on Huarui for her. Love should be mutual. I won't work with him anymore. What he does is his business. I just need to know what I should do. Xing Buhua patted her head. That's a good girl. 3 p.m. There was a knock on the door. Baya opened the door and blocked it. She asked Lin Shulan, what's wrong? Madam, look at the internet, Lin Shulan reminded her. Okay. Baya closed the door, locked it, and turned on the computer. The headlines of all the major websites were bombarded. Su Jiran had posted the surveillance footage of him and Xing Dongqing. In the video, he questioned Xing Dongqing angrily, my maid is your subordinate. You know that my mother has evidence of you and Shen Ao's crimes. You killed my mother. How is that possible? Why would I kill my subordinate's mother? Besides, how could your mother have evidence of me? It was Shen Ao. I advised him to let your mother go. After all, she had been with him for so many years, but he insisted on killing her, Xing Dongqing said without thinking. Shen Ao? How is that possible? He loved my mother very much. He loved your mother very much, so he asked his wife to kill your mother. You are trying to sow discord. I know you too well. You want to frame Shin Ao and his wife, right? Su Jiran said in disbelief. I'll show you the video. Shin Dongqing took out his phone. On the screen were videos taken by Su Jiran on Shin Dongqing's phone. Shin Ao's wife was extremely cruel. It could be seen that Su Jiran was very emotional at that time. The camera was flashing. If it wasn't for the fact that he had to film it, he probably couldn't bear to watch it anymore. After filming, Su Jiran said, I'm going to kill him. All the recording stopped there. Su Jiran was indeed very scheming. He purposely dropped this sentence. Even if he failed to assassinate Shin Ao would definitely die. However, now that the video was released, Shin Ao was basically done for. Shin Dongqing's reputation would drop even further. Xing Buhua looked at the screen coldly. His gaze shifted to Bai Ye's face. Are you touched? Bai Ye came back to her senses and looked at Xing Buhua. Huh? Xing Buhua knocked her head. Try being touched if you dare. He did it to avenge his mother, not for you. Bai Ye knew that he was throwing a tantrum. She smiled and said, I know. Xing Buhua frowned slightly. He wasn't happy. You're right. Even if I had appeared earlier, you might not have fallen for me. I really should thank Su Jiran for being unreliable in the past. He walked towards the door. Bai Ye's heart skipped a beat. She hugged him from behind. What's wrong? I'm angry with myself. You don't have to care about me. Xing Buhua said irritably. Bai Ye walked in front of him and guessed what he was angry about. She said gently, when the tiger is not around, the cat is the king. There's no choice. You're too strong, so you've become a thorn in everyone's side. Your every move is being watched. It's the same as playing basketball. No matter how strong you are, it'll be hard for you to break through. But it's different with Su Jiran. He's Shin Dongqing's man. It'll be easier for him to get evidence. Don't be angry with yourself. Xing Buhua's gaze softened. I'm trying to win over the main camp now. I want to make sure that I'll be the president in 2 years. I'm only worried that you'll be snatched away by others. It seems that my opponents are all very strong. Bai Ye laughed. My heart is with you. Do you think I'll be snatched away so easily? I'll die if I get snatched away. Don't worry. Xing Buhua pinched her nose. You're so good at talking. All the more I can't leave you. Bai Ye hugged him. Then don't leave. You promised me that you'll leave tomorrow. Xing Buhua replied. After dinner, Bai Ye leaned on Xing Buhua's body and watched the television. The two of them were together. Even watching the television made their hearts feel especially sweet. At the same time, they felt that time flew by. It was midnight. I'm leaving, Xing Buhua said. Bai Ye couldn't bear to leave him. She held his hand and refused to let go. Xing Buhua smiled. I'll come back tomorrow morning. My car should be almost ready. Only then did Bai Ye let go of his hand. She opened the door and watched him quickly enter the library. When she turned back, she saw Lin Shulan standing at the corner, looking at Bai Ye. Bai Ye was shocked. She pulled Lin Shulan into the room and instructed, You can't tell anyone about this. Can you promise? Madam, that person looks like Chief. But he's already dead. Don't be fooled, Lin Shulan said worriedly. Bai Ye frowned. I know what I'm doing. Remember not to tell anyone, not even a word. Lin Shulan pursed his lips. He didn't agree immediately. His eyes were red. Chief will be sad if he knows. Bai Ye guessed what Lin Shulan was thinking. Shulan, it's not what you think. I promise you that I will only love your chief. Other than Gu Lingqing, I won't fall in love with anyone else. So, can you promise me that you won't tell anyone? Baya asked. Lin Shulan nodded. Baya patted her shoulder. Go back and rest. Don't think too much. Lin Shulan nodded. He walked into the room with his head down. Baya stared at Lin Shulan. She had to move her bedroom into the library. It would be fine if she was discovered by Lin Shulan. Lin Shulan was very loyal. If it was accidentally known by others, she would not know how to explain it. Secondly, what if it happened to be a spy? She went back to her room and saw Xing Buhua taking off his pajamas on the sofa. She picked them up and went to the bathroom to wash them. She used an iron to dry them and put them back in the closet. Then, she lay back on the bed and went to sleep. Her phone rang. She thought it was Xing Buhua. When she opened it, she realized it was an unknown number. I'm Su Jiran. Are you asleep? Baya thought for a while and replied, everyone is looking for you now. Shen Ian made a move. I think my phone's signal is locked. You better not contact me. Chapter 530. Baya was so shocked that she sat up. She had found the evidence. What is it? She texted him back. Some intimate photos of her and Shen Ao. There are no photos of Sheng Dongcheng. I will choose some of them and put them online tomorrow. The original place is where she adopted me. Baya could tell that he was in a bad mood. She took a deep breath and said, Su Jiran, when Shen Ao is overthrown, go abroad. I will ask Alan to help. You and Sheng Dongcheng don't have a deep grudge. You don't have to be dragged into this. If he didn't tell Shen Ao that my mother has the evidence, Shen Ao wouldn't have done this. I know what to do. Thank you, Baya. You are still thinking about me at this time. Baya looked at the message from Su Jiran and felt guilty. She was not thinking about him, but she really hoped that he would leave and live his life again. She didn't reply to him and deleted all the messages. She lay on the bed and thought for a while before calling Leng Shuai. I hope I didn't disturb you, Baya said apologetically. No, I haven't slept yet. Did you do what happened to Shen Ao? It was Su Jiran. I called to ask about Shen Ao. What's the situation now? Baya asked. According to the normal procedure, the technical department has already authenticated the video. Many people have been sent out. The prosecutor's office, the court, the disciplinary committee, and the military committee. As far as I know, they are looking for Sheng Dongcheng now. Shen Ao and his wife have been arrested. Shen Ian has also avoided them. They are all waiting anxiously for a reply. What do you think we should do? Leng Shuai asked. Have you seen the direction of the public opinion? Baya asked. Yes, they are all against Shen Ao and his wife. Then we don't have to do anything. After all, Shen Ao was defeated this time, but Sheng Dongcheng won't. Let's wait and see. Baya thought for a while and said. All right, I'll inform you once I receive the latest news. Also, madam, did the chief come to see you? Leng Shuai asked worriedly. I did, but Lin Shulan saw it. I didn't tell Lin Shulan. I just told her not to say anything. After all, Sheng Dongcheng's men are still in the military. If we can't find them, it will be a disaster, Baya said in a low voice. About the psychological test, when do you think you have time? Baya sighed softly. There were too many unexpected situations. She had yet to settle this matter. I'll finish all the test papers in the next few days. Remember to remind me. All right, then madam, you should rest first. Yes. Baya lay on the bed, tossing and turning, but she still couldn't fall asleep. She told herself that she couldn't do this, but the more awake her mind was, the more she didn't want to sleep. She only fell asleep at 4 or 5 in the morning. She was woken up by the ringing of her phone. She looked at the time. It was already 10 o'clock. She answered the call. Baya, where do you want to meet? Mu Xiaoyun asked. Yes, let's meet at the International Hotel in a country. There's a good Western restaurant nearby. It's my treat. See you in an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Baya sent a text message to Su Changhe. She quickly brushed her teeth and washed her face. Then, she asked Lin Shulan to drive her. Lin Shulan looked at Baya uncomfortably. While driving, he looked at Baya in the rearview mirror from time to time. He wanted to say something but stopped. What do you want to say? Baya asked. Lin Shulan shook his head. Ask away. You can't do it in this state. Other people will see the clues, Baya said coldly. The chief just died. Lin Shulan said the first half of the sentence. He's not dead. If he's dead, I won't live alone. Do you understand? Baya said in a low voice. Lin Shulan's eyes lit up with hope. He was happy. So, the person yesterday was the chief. I understand. No wonder he appeared as soon as the chief died. I knew it. The chief couldn't have died. He's an invincible god. Remember to keep it a secret. Don't show it. Otherwise, he'll be in danger. Baya reminded him. I promise. I swear. I won't say it even if I have to die. Lin Shulan said with certainty. Okay. When she arrived at the International Hotel, Su Changhe was already there. He was holding a phone at the door. They hadn't seen each other for 2 years. Time didn't leave any trace on his face. He was still the elegant Mu Xiaoyun. Mu Xiaoyun also looked at her a few times. However, he didn't recognize that she was Baya. He still looked at the road and looked at the time on his watch. Baya walked to him and smiled. What's wrong? Do you need help? Mu Xiaoyun said softly. Baya looked at his slender white hand. Are you in love? Mu Xiaoyun paused and frowned slightly. You, Baya, long time no see, Xiaosheng. Baya said. No way. Did you have plastic surgery? Didn't you look good in the past? Mu Xiaoyun was surprised. You're not lying to me, are you? Baya smiled. We met on the train. I was in a bad mood then. You came to play mind games with me and I told you about your divorce. Mu Xiaoyun believed her. He pointed at Baya. Nyo, where's the person you want to introduce me? I'll call him down. Baya made a call. Senior, he's coming down. We're all at the door. After saying that, she hung up. Mu Xiaoyun looked at her. Can you tell me how you know that I'm in love? You smell like a woman's cosmetics. You came back yesterday, but you contacted me at 10 o'clock. It's not your style. Unless you have a clingy girlfriend, and you're willing to let her be clingy. Mu Xiaoyun gave a thumbs up. Awesome. It's been 2 years, but you're still familiar with me. I just need your help. We'll talk when we get to the Western restaurant. I'll do my best. Su Changhe came downstairs, his face beaming. Baya smiled. Where is she? Still sleeping. She was exhausted last night. I asked her to rest. Su Changhe said with a smile. Why did she feel that he was deliberately showing off? Su Changhe, I know you. You came to a country for a seminar before. I also attended it. But you may not have any impression of me. Mu Xiaoyun said with a smile. Baya shrugged. It seems that I don't need to introduce you. You can get to the main topic. In the Western restaurant. Mu Xiaoyun and Su Changhe chatted in full swing. Baya quietly flipped through the materials brought by Mu Xiaoyun. After Mu Xiaoyun finished talking about her admiration for Su Changhe and bragged about the research institute, she listened to Su Changhe's thoughts and hit it off. He glanced at the materials in Baya's hands and said to Su Changhe, this case is really destructive. The police are suppressing it. The eyeballs of the 4 victims were dug out, their faces were scratched, and all their fingers were cut off. The missing tissues have not been found. Chapter 531. The police have found out that the first case was committed 10 years ago. The victim was a 5th grader. He drowned and gouged out his eyes, disfigured his face, and severed his fingers. It happened in Yulong City. The second case happened 5 years ago in Songbei City, which is 200 kilometers away from Yulong City. The victim was a high school student. He went missing on his way home at night and was found dead by the river. He was also drowned, but his body was found to be laced with drugs such as barbiturate. The third case happened last month in Tonglin City. The victim was a teacher. He died at home over the weekend, drowned in the bathtub, still laced with drugs. His fingers were cut off, and his eyes were gouged out. However, his face was not scratched. The police suspect that it was a copycat. There was a big difference in characteristics. Don't worry. The fourth case happened this Tuesday, also in Tonglin City. The victim was a male, a senior executive of a company. He died by a small lake in the wilderness. He was drowned as well, laced with drugs. His fingers were cut off, his eyes were gouged out, and his face was scratched. The similarities between these 4 cases were that there were no witnesses, no fingerprints at the scene, and no tools were left behind. The murderer was smart to drown, which reduced a lot of evidence. The police said that the murderer might have left Tonglin City. Moreover, the crime method is very mature. Coupled with Gao Fa's antisocial personality, the murders are random, and it's very dangerous, Mu Xiaoyun explained. Can we catch him if there are no surveillance cameras? Su Changha asked. The murderer is really smart. There are no surveillance cameras in the locations he chose. Mu Xiaoyun was at a loss. Xiaosheng, if I help you solve this case, I need you to make this information public. Is that okay? Bai greeted. Of course. The case has been solved, so it doesn't matter if we make it public. However, since it hasn't been destroyed yet, it's better not to make it public. It will make the public panic. He looked at the information. What do you think, expert Su? I'm not as good at criminal psychology as Baya. Baya, tell me about it first. Su Changha asked Baya. Baya tapped her fingers on the table. A murderer with a high IQ has excellent patience. After a long period of observation and tracking, the murderer is able to track the target. We might not be able to find the videos from 5 or 10 years ago, but we can find the videos from last month and this month, especially near the school, the company, the road. As long as it's related to the victim, we can find it. The police thought so too. They looked at the 5 days before and after the incident and didn't find anyone special. There were some others, but they didn't find any problems, Mu Xiaoxue said dejectedly. About 30. He was a self-employed businessman with free time. He had lived in Jade Dragon, Pine and Cypress, and Paulownia forests. Possible businesses include stationery stores, boutiques, restaurants, or mobile stalls near the school. It could be barbecue, fruit, or small accessories and stationery stores. You can check in this direction. In addition, judging from the modus operandi, cutting off the fingers, digging out the glasses, and shaving the face, it was related to the murderer's past. This matter was related to the school, or perhaps it was related to studies. The murderer used to be a person with good grades. Due to various reasons, he didn't go to university, Baya said, squinting. Mu Xiaoxue was very surprised. Baya, can you tell me how you know all this? You even know that he didn't go to university. Through logical processing and reasonable assumptions, he doesn't have a girlfriend, is strong, and would wear a hat or a mask. Baya paused and took the information from Su Changha's hands. Mu Xiaoxue, give me the information. I'll tell you who the murderer is in 3 days. Are you sure you can tell me who the murderer is in 3 days? Mu Xiaoxue was a little skeptical. Baya nodded. I'm sure. Oh, then I'll wait for your good news. Mu Xiaoxue could only rely on Baya now. After dinner, Baya called Lang Luan on the way back. I'll send you the photos of the deceased later. Mainly check if there's a man in his 30s near the deceased wearing a cap or a mask. He's a distance away from the deceased and tried to hide in an inconspicuous corner, but he's walking the same route as the deceased, Baya reminded. Got it. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll send the photos and photo processing to your email. Thank you. Baya leaned on the chair and closed her eyes to rest. She didn't sleep enough, so her head was heavy. After a while, she fell asleep. She only opened her eyes when the car returned to the villa. Shulan, help me do 2 things. First, I want to go fishing by the lake in the afternoon. Second, help me temporarily put my bed in the study. The chief has been in the study all this time? Lin Shulan asked curiously. People who know fewer secrets usually live longer, Baya reminded. Oh, I got it. Baya entered the room and turned on her laptop. She still had to do a psychological test. After an hour, Lin Shulan set up the fishing platform. The tent, table, stove, and hot tea were exactly the same as when Gu Lingqing was still around. She laid down in the tent to design the psychological test. Lin Shulan sat in the tent, drinking hot water and looking at the buoy. What's that saying again? It feels so relaxing to cultivate for half a day. Yeah, Baya answered subconsciously. Her eyes were on the computer as she typed furiously. Lin Shulan leaned over to look. Madam, you're so smart. Do you know the answers to all these questions? What do you think? Baya asked. A person walks into an empty room and there are 4 bottles of water in front of him. Red, white, black, and yellow. He has to drink one. Which one should he drink? D*MN, I don't know. If it were me, I would choose the red one. Ha ha ha, what's the answer to red? Lin Shulan asked. He asked casually. Baya raised the corner of her mouth. This is based on a paper. It's not based on a single question. It's based on the overall score. Oh. All right then. Baya glanced at the buoy. There's a fish. Hurry up and pull it up. Oh. Lin Shulan immediately lifted his fishing rod. It was a super big herring. I'm in luck. I'll just catch another one today, Baya said. Yeah. I'll focus on fishing. Madam, you do what you need to do. Baya continued to design the questions. After a while, Lin Shulan caught a carp that weighed about half a kilogram. They went back first. The rest would be taken by the shadows or soldiers in the manor. Lin Shulan prepared the herring and started to prepare dinner. Baya made the head of the herring into a steamed fish head with chopped peppers. The tail and 1/3 of the fish were braised. 1/3 of the fish was cut into very fine slices and made into boiled fish. The other 1/3 was marinated and steamed. The carp was also prepared. She cooked a carp tofu sausage soup. Chapter 532. Baya was in a difficult position. Gu Lingqing came too late and the weather was cold. If he came to eat, the food would have turned cold. Baya was afraid that he would get a stomachache. Lin Shulan, help me prepare an induction cooker secretly. Put it in the library and don't let anyone find out, Baya said. Lin Shulan understood. She was doing so much because the bureau chief was coming over tonight. She smiled. I promise I'll complete the task. At night, Song Shiyu came back exhausted. Mom, is everything okay in the company? Baya asked worriedly. Song Shiyu smiled and shook her head. Don't worry, I can solve it. What's wrong? Baya sensed something was wrong. Recently, there was a problem with a batch of goods and they were returned. The company's technical department has already gone to Country M to find out what the problem is, Song Shiyu said. Do we need to compensate them? Baya asked thoughtfully. It depends on the result of the negotiation and the problem with the goods, Song Shiyu frowned. Mom, what's the market value of our company? There are many companies under the GU Corporation. If we add them up, it should be more than 200 billion. What's wrong? Song Shiyu asked, puzzled. Can we use some of the money for charity? For example, to build schools, hospitals, orphanages, nurseries for left-behind children and so on. If it's for charity, of course I'll support it, Song Shiyu said without hesitation. Also, this is a critical period. You know what happened to Shin Ao. This time, the Shin family is probably done for. We have to be more careful. The more we do, the easier it is for others to take advantage of us, Baya suggested. Song Shiyu nodded. I have the same idea too. I want to use charity as an opportunity to sell some of the businesses overseas that are difficult to control. This way, I can relax and the GU Corporation will be safer. There's always money to be made. What I want is the safety of our family. Okay, thank you, Mom, Baya said sincerely. She knew that Song Shiyu was actually a reasonable person. I really want to be your daughter-in-law a few years earlier. Song Shiyu smiled as well. In the past, I was blinded by your status. I'm sorry. No, I know you accepted me 2 years ago. Let's not talk about this. Mom, I made a lot of fish today. The fish was caught in our lake. It's especially delicious. Have a taste. Okay. Song Shiyu's eyes were moist. In the middle of the meal, Ling Shuai called. Baya quickly picked up the call. Madam, there are 2 things. Firstly, your men have found 3 suspects and they have been sent to your email. Take a look. Secondly, Shin Ao and his wife are being held captive. They won't talk about it. They said that they will only talk when Shin Ian interrogates them, Ling Su reported. Did Shin Ian interrogate them? Baya asked. Yes, Shin Ao denied everything about killing Xiong Daini. He said that it was a false accusation. Then, he and his wife committed suicide, Ling Su said. Suicide? Baya frowned. How did they commit suicide? Shin Ao and his wife smeared poison on their neckline. They had planned to commit suicide. What did Xing Dongqing say? Wasn't he called for questioning? He also said that it wasn't him. Someone pretended to be him. His testimony is the same as Shin Ao's. Baya understood. The Shin family and the Xing family have been working together for so many years. They have done so many bad things. If one of them dies, the other will not be able to protect him. Shin Ao and Xing Dongqing had already discussed it before they went in. They reached some kind of agreement. Shin Ao and his wife died to protect the reputation of the Shin family. What should we do now? Ling Su asked. Baya twitched the corner of her mouth. Shin Ao protected Shin Ian, but he couldn't protect Xing Dongqing. Since Shin Ao and his wife are dead, the Shin family will let them go for now. Now, it's time to fight back against Xing Dongqing. I'm ready and waiting. Ling Su saluted. Okay. Baya hung up the phone. Song Shiyu asked, Shin Ao and his wife are dead? I think so. Song Shiyu sighed. Her eyes dimmed and she lowered her head to eat. Baya could tell that she was a little sad. She held her hand. Our family will be fine. Okay. Song Shiyu responded with a faint smile. After dinner Baya sent the suspect's photo to Mu Xiaoyun. Then, she designed a psychological test in her room. Lin Shulan arranged a bed for Baya in the library. When Shin Ian called, Baya had a bad feeling. She frowned slightly and picked up the call. I'm sorry, Baya. I can't let you enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the cabinet. Shin Ian's voice was low and shrouded in sadness. You don't want to deal with Dongqing anymore? Baya blurted out. Shen Yiyan was silent on the other side. I believe that with your intelligence, you should be able to tell that it was Dongqing's plan. He deliberately encouraged your parents to kill Xiongdani, took a video and told Su Jiran to release the video. As for your parents' death, Baya continued. What role did you play in the whole incident? Shen Yiyan asked. Baya felt a chill down her spine. My people were wrongly accused of killing Xiongdani. I need to find out the truth. Baya, there are no eternal enemies or eternal friends in the world. There are only eternal interests. I know what everyone has done and what role they play. You have something you need to protect, and so do I. I don't want to treat you as an enemy. Don't force me. Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. What about your conscience? Doesn't your conscience feel pain? You hurt others unscrupulously just to protect what you need to protect? You built the glory of the Shen family on the pain of others? This is the world. The strong survive, Shen Yiyan said stubbornly. You deserve that you can't get Lu Shuang. You don't deserve her at all, Baya blurted out. There was silence on the other side of Shen Yiyan. Baya wanted to hang up the phone, but she held back and took a deep breath. I need to enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cabinet. I promise you, I will only deal with Dongqing, not you. For the stability of the country, Baya, stop. If Gu Lingqing is still alive, he will not continue to take revenge, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. I don't understand. How can I destroy the stability of the country when I deal with a heinous person? Baya said angrily. There is turmoil in the country, and turmoil abroad. The Gu family's goods in the M country have problems. It is a good reaction. The stronger the country, the stronger the international position. It will have many effects. Baya could see that Shen Yiyan was not going to help. It was useless to say more. Do you still need to find Su Jiran? No need. What I want now is stability. I'm sorry, Shen Yiyan said and hung up the phone. Chapter 533. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Shen Yiyan's sudden betrayal meant that many of her plans couldn't be carried out. She covered her head and closed her eyes. She opened her eyes and looked at Gu Lingqing's photo on the table. She should be calm. Being impulsive and hot-tempered couldn't solve any problems. She checked the surveillance. Lin Shulan had already put the bed in the library. He even made a screen and a gauze curtain for her. She got up and went to the library with her laptop. Madam, call me if you need anything, Lin Shulan said. Baya nodded and put the laptop on the desk. She turned on some light music, chose a book about psychology, and flipped through it casually. 10 minutes later, she calmed down and continued to design the psychological test. Before she knew it, it was past midnight. Baya walked behind the bookshelf and looked at the entrance to the secret passage on the ceiling. Would Gu Lingqing come today? She looked down and turned around. She heard a voice on the ceiling and looked up. Hi. Xing Buhua smiled and greeted her. He jumped down from the ceiling. You must have waited for a long time. I thought you wouldn't come today. Baya reached out and hugged him. Silly girl, I have to come if there are no special circumstances. You will be worried if I don't come. By the way, if you are in a hurry, you can call me. Xing Buhua rubbed her shoulders and said. Shen Ao is in such a serious situation. I'm afraid that my phone's signal will be tracked. It's not good to contact you. Xing Buhua looked at her with drooping eyes and the corners of his mouth turned up slightly. I have a very sensible wife. I have a husband who works very hard, Baya said softly. I will bring a phone for you tomorrow. The phone number is virtual. The signal goes to a foreign server first and then to my phone. No one can track it. Then can you contact your current phone number? Baya asked. I also need to change to a virtual signal. I will also get a new one tomorrow. We can communicate with each other without fear, Xing Buhua said with a smile. Bai sighed. I can't go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet. Shen Yiyan won't let me. If there are no special circumstances, I will come over every day to accompany you. I will be there for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so don't worry. As for the cabinet, Hua Zixing is the boss. If you want to enter, I'm afraid you will have to go through her. If she agrees, Shen Yiyan won't be able to say anything. Shen Yiyan has a strong personality. Hua Zixing will listen to him. There's no hurry. I have other things to do. Are you hungry? I made a lot of fish and asked Lin Shulan to prepare an induction cooker. Let's have supper first. Baya held Xing Buhua's hand and walked away. Lin Shulan knows about me? Xing Buhua asked suspiciously. She saw you when you left yesterday. I couldn't hide it anymore. That's good too. With her as a cover, we will be safer. Xing Buhua didn't blame her. Baya heated up the dishes. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply without blinking. Xiaoya, how much longer? You are already 3 months pregnant? Baya blushed. Half a month. How about this? If you want. Before she could say anything, he lowered his head, captured her lips, and kissed her deeply. Baya closed her eyes and responded gently. He looked at her, his hands still holding the back of her head. What should I do? What? Baya didn't understand. The more beautiful you are, the more I don't want to hurt you. Baya chuckled. How could you possibly hurt me? Xing Buhua smiled. Yes, I will never hurt you. I don't want to drink your fish soup at all. After dinner, Baya and Xing Buhua were lying on the bed. She saw that he seemed to be in a hurry and seemed to be thinking about some difficult problem. What's wrong? Something on your mind? Baya asked with her head propped up. I have a friend. His friend went to a faraway place and asked him to take care of his wife. Then my friend fell in love with his friend's wife. He felt very distressed and asked me what he should do. Xiaoya, you study psychology. What do you think he should do? Xing Buhua asked solemnly. Does that person's wife love your friend? Baya asked. The one she loved should be her husband, but her husband died. He didn't dare to tell his friend's wife. He was afraid that she would be sad. So he quietly protected and accompanied her, Xing Buhua said sadly. Baya felt a little uncomfortable. Who is that friend you're talking about? Su Changhao. You know him too, Xing Buhua said. Him. Baya lowered her eyes and heaved a sigh of relief. I think that if he dies, we should let that girl know the truth. That girl will commit suicide if she knows the truth. He wants to accompany her. Maybe when she knows the truth, the pain will be less, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. If you die, I'd rather be with you sooner than later than to wait alone in this world, Baya said softly. Xing Buhua twitched his lips and there was a flash of sadness in his eyes. Go to sleep. You must have been tired waiting for me during the day. Baya was indeed a little tired. Tomorrow, there would be a few more battles. She needed to rest. She hugged Xing Buhua and found a comfortable position in his arms to sleep. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply for a long time. When Baya woke up, Xing Buhua was already gone. She looked at the time on her phone. It was already 10:20 in the morning. There were several calls from Alan, Ling Shua, Shen Yiyan, and Xing Dongqing. Xing Dongqing actually called her. She didn't receive so many calls. Gu Lingqing must have muted her phone. Sure enough, Baya called Ling Shua as she walked out. Madam, everything has been done according to plan. They are already in our military base. Do you want to arrest them now? Ling Shua asked. Follow the normal procedure. Also, we must ensure the safety of our people. Also, Send me all the relevant photos and I will handle the rest. Okay. Baya hung up and called Alan. I'm sorry. I just woke up and didn't hear your phone. It's okay. You are pregnant now. You should rest more. Did your people do anything yesterday? My factory was burnt down. Luckily, there were no casualties. How could I possibly implicate innocent people? I'll have to trouble you to put pressure on Interpol. I know what to do. We are at the airport now. We will take off in 45 minutes, Alan said gently. I owe you a lot. I will pay you back when I get the chance, Baya said gratefully. Alan smiled. Have you forgotten? I said that I did everything willingly. So, you don't have to pay me back. You didn't save me for benefits, right? Baya lowered her eyes. Thank you. After this is over, all your losses will be on me. Just take it as my sincerity. You are not allowed to reject me. I will feel guilty. Chapter 534. After returning Alan's call, she went to wash up. When she was brushing her teeth, her phone rang. It was Shaniyan, but she didn't pick it up. She put the phone aside and continued brushing her teeth. When she finished brushing her teeth, the phone stopped ringing. She washed her face again, held the sink, and looked at herself in the mirror. Baya, all the best. All the best, Baya. She picked up the phone, and her eyes became cold. She called Shaniyan back. Did you do it? Shaniyan questioned. What? Baya asked even though she already knew the answer. AI in clothing factory. There was a fire last night. 5 people died. Shaniyan was not calm. AI in clothing factory is owned by my friend. If I want to burn it down, it would be Xing Dongqing's house. Did you call the wrong number? Baya said coldly. Xing Dongqing said he didn't do it. He's in the limelight now. There's no need for that. Besides, the arsonist has been arrested by the military. If Xing Dongqing did it, how could he be arrested? Besides, it's not appropriate for the military to arrest him. Shen Ian suppressed her anger. She asked. You believe Xing Dongqing when he says he didn't do it. You don't believe me when I say I didn't do it? Since you don't believe me, go ahead and investigate. Just find out. Is there anything else? Baya said casually. Baya, that's 5 lives. 5 lives. You told me yesterday not to hurt innocent people. Now, you're hurting innocent people. Which one is you? Shen Ian asked anxiously. Baya looked ahead with drooping eyes. Those who were burned to death were already dead. This was all part of the plan. You can question me after you find out that I did it. Don't start to convict me based on your assumptions. You don't have the right to do so. Besides, if you really love your country, you should cut ties with Xing Dongqing. If you use him, you will die faster. Baya hung up the phone. He took a deep breath and took the initiative to call Xing Dongqing. Hello, how can I help you? Bitch, you tricked me. Xing Dongqing was furious. Baya pressed the record button calmly. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm warning you, get your people to withdraw the lawsuit immediately, or else I won't let you live to see tomorrow's sun. Xing Dongqing warned, his temper obvious. What do you mean by my people? Please make it clear. It was your people who set the fire. Don't tell me it wasn't. I've underestimated you. First, you got Su Jiran to betray me, and then you instigated my people to set the fire to frame me. You're quite a schemer. I think you're tired of living. Xing Dongqing said angrily. I don't know what you're talking about. You're dead. I'm telling you, you're dead. Xing Dongqing hung up the phone. Baya curled up the corner of her mouth. The more impatient Xing Dongqing was, the more likely he was to make mistakes. She returned to the library and sent the recording to Du Xinhua. She called him and ordered, publish that recording on all the apps and websites. I want it to be spread as soon as possible. The direction of public opinion is to punish Xing Dongqing. Got it. We'll see the results in an hour. Du Xinhua confirmed. Baya hung up the phone, designed the psychological test, and immersed herself in her own quiet world. An hour later, Lin Shulan ran over and said anxiously, "Madam, bad news. Just now, the sky I caught several groups of people coming here. The chief is worried that you're in danger, so he asked me to take you away." "No need," Baya said calmly and called Xing Dongqing. "You're a mad dog. I told you I didn't kill Gu Lingqing. Why are you staring at me?" Xing Dongqing was so angry that he was about to explode. "I heard that several groups of people are coming here. Are they yours?" Baya asked calmly. Xing Dongqing didn't say anything on the other side. Baya chuckled. "Please allow me to remind you that it doesn't matter if I die. I'm an orphan and a widow. The person I love has left me. I've seen through life and death. However, as long as I die, everyone will know that you killed me. I'm Gu Lingqing's widow. Do you think you can live? You be ****. Do you believe that I can crush you into pieces? Of course I do. You're the high and mighty Xing Dongqing. I'm a defenseless, jobless, and ignorant woman. It's worth it to use me in exchange. Just come," Baya said indifferently. "One day, I'll make you wish you were dead." Xing Dongqing smashed the phone. Lin Shulan was worried. "Are you sure you're okay?" "No, I have to ask the chief to send more people here. It's really okay. I can handle it. Can we eat now?" "I'm hungry," Baya said and closed the computer. "Yes, you can." Lin Shulan was still worried. Baya glanced at Lin Shulan and called Ling Shui. She pressed the speaker and asked, "Have those people gone back?" "I was just about to tell you that they're back now," Ling Shui said. "Did you get the photos? Those people were wearing masks. I couldn't see their faces clearly. Where did they come from?" "Follow them in case of emergency," Baya reminded. "Understood. I'll send someone to do it." Baya hung up the phone. "Are you at ease now? Madam is really capable." With just a phone call, Xing Dongqing's people returned. Lin Shulan heaved a sigh of relief and praised. That's not a good thing. He felt that he still had a chance to turn defeat into victory. That's why he endured it. Once he can't do anything about it, he'll drag a lot of people down with him. He's an extremely dangerous person, Baya judged. "Then what should we do?" Baya smiled. "He doesn't win people over by virtue. When he loses everything, will there still be people willing to risk their lives for him? That makes sense. Anyway, as long as I'm alive, I won't let anything happen to Madam," Lin Shulan said as he tapped his shoulder. "Go out." When Lin Shulan was preparing lunch, Baya checked the video. Nothing unusual happened. Her phone rang. It was the guard. She picked it up. "What's up?" "Madam, a lady wants to see you." "Lady? What's her name?" "She said her name is Chiu Ting. She's Xing Buhua's girlfriend," the guard reported. "What?" Baya was shocked. She frowned. "Xing Buhua's girlfriend? Tell her to come in." "Yes." Baya was more cautious. She called Xing Buhua. "Why are you calling me at this time?" Xing Buhua smiled gently. "Do you know someone called Chiu Ting?" Baya asked. "I've never heard of her." "What's up?" "She said she's your girlfriend. She wants to see me," Baya explained. Chapter 535. "Okay, I got it." Baya was about to hang up. "Xiaoya." Xing Buhua stopped her. I saw the conversation between you and Xing Dongqing online. I'm worried that someone might do something to you. Be careful, Xing Buhua reminded her. Baya smiled. I understand. That's all for now. I'll contact you later. Baya hung up and walked out of the window. From afar, she saw the soldiers leading a woman in luxurious clothes over. Lin Shulan, tell her I'm not around when she comes. Also, be careful of her. She's not friendly, Baya reminded him. Okay. Baya thought for a moment. Then, she went back to her room and took out an earplug for Lin Shulan. Put this in your ear. What's this? Put it in your ear. You can hear what I say. Okay, I got it. Lin Shulan immediately put the earplug in. Baya entered the room on the first floor and opened the door slightly. The girl walked in. Her skin was darker, but her facial features were exquisite. Her makeup was exquisite too. Even her hair was carefully combed. She looked at Lin Shulan arrogantly. You're Baya? I'm not. My wife isn't around. Is there anything I can help you with? Lin Shulan asked. Tell her not to steal my man. Xing Buhua is mine, Qiu Ting said confidently. Lin Shulan sneered. You? Are you dreaming? Shulan, don't talk nonsense, Baya reminded her. What am I dreaming about? I've been with Xing Buhua for 15 years. I'm already his wife. Who the hell is your wife? She seduces someone else's boyfriend when she doesn't have a husband. Is she that cheap? Can't she control her own legs? Qiu Ting scolded. Shulan, tell her that I'm not close to Xing Buhua, Baya said. Is your mouth for spitting sh*t? My wife is not familiar with Xing Buhua. You've come to the wrong place. What do you mean not familiar? He calls her name even in his dreams, and you're telling me he's not familiar? Qiu Ting said angrily. Dream? Ask her when she had the dream. What time was it? Baya asked. Dream? What time is it? Did you sleep with Xing Buhua? Lin Shulan said. We slept together at 3:00 the night before yesterday. Do you have any questions? Qiu Ting confirmed. Lin Shulan's heart skipped a beat. She remembered that Xing Buhua had left at midnight the day before yesterday. It was possible that he had left at 3:00 the day before yesterday. Baya twitched the corner of his mouth. Tell her that I was with Xing Buhua at 3:00 the day before yesterday. You're talking nonsense. My wife and Xing Buhua were together at 3:00 the day before yesterday. Your wife must have lost her mind. She missed men so much that she went crazy. She helped him take a bath at 3:00 the day before yesterday. How could she have been with your wife? Qiu Ting blurted out. If she was helping him take a bath, why would he talk in his sleep? Baya asked. Lin Shulan laughed. You're contradicting yourself. I'm just talking nonsense, and you're getting anxious. Since you were helping him take a bath, why did you hear him say it was a dream? I went to sleep after the bath. I don't remember the time clearly. I think it was 4:00. Or maybe 5:00. Who would remember the time when they hear someone talking in their sleep? Qiu Ting said agitatedly. Lin Shulan frowned. He didn't know how to answer. Come out, Baya. What kind of hero are you hiding? Come out now. Qiu Ting shouted angrily. Baya was very calm. She didn't think that Qiu Ting was telling the truth. If she had heard it the day before yesterday, she would have come looking for her angrily the day before, instead of waiting a day later. Moreover, it was impossible for Gu Lingqin to allow other women to serve and bathe him. The more she lied, the more she couldn't do it. Chase her away, Baya said in a low voice. Chase her away, Lin Shulan said to the soldiers. The soldiers walked over. Qiu Ting sneered. I really don't understand why Buhua likes you. You don't have guts, and you don't have spirit. What's the point of being a coward? When you're shameless, you're energetic. Are you afraid? If you're afraid, you'll seduce someone else's boyfriend. Shulan, control her first, Baya said. Yes. Control her, Lin Shulan said. The soldiers went forward and controlled Xiaoting. Baya walked out of the room. Pfft, coward, Xiaoting said disdainfully. Baya walked in front of her and looked down at her. A kind woman can keep a man's stomach, a snobbish woman can keep a man's money, a stupid woman can keep a man's body, and a smart woman can keep her pride. What do you think you kept when you didn't respect his feelings? You? I kept his body, Xiaoting said with hatred. He has a mole on his leg. Is it on his left leg or his right leg? He doesn't have a mole. It's on his right leg, Baya said with certainty. Have you slept with him? Xiaoting asked sharply. Baya chuckled. I don't even know if he has a mole. I'm just testing you. Besides, I'm not close to Xing Buhua. I didn't want to see you not because I was afraid of you, but because I didn't want to. Are you satisfied now? Can you leave? Who would believe that there's nothing between you two? He told me himself that he likes you. So, even your identity as his girlfriend is fake, Baya said. I've liked him for more than 10 years. Why does he like you the moment you appeared? It's not fair, Xiaoting shouted. Has he ever liked you? Baya asked softly. Xiaoting paused. Of course. Baya called Xing Buhua right in front of Xiaoting. She turned on the speaker and asked again, Xiaoting, does Xing Buhua like you? Xiaoting pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She gritted her teeth and said, bitch. Baya chuckled and hung up. See the guest out. White lotus, green tea bitch. Xing Buhua must be blind to like you, a bitch who only knows how to accompany men. Xiaoting scolded. Lin Shulan couldn't stand it anymore. He slapped Xiaoting's face. You're the green tea bitch. No man will like you. Even if you've known each other for 4 centuries, or even 50 years, no man will like you. What did you say? Xiaoting gritted her teeth. I'm telling the truth. Which part of you is better than my wife? Looks, body, character, and manners? Lin Shulan retorted. At least I'm still a virgin, Xiaoting blurted out. He, virgin. Just now you were talking about getting a man's body. I think you're the crazy one. You're also the shameless one. You're really a liar. Who would believe what you said? You can scram now and stop embarrassing yourself. Of course, you won't have the chance to step into this place again. Of course, you won't have the chance to come here again. Lin Shulan laughed. I don't need you to chase me away. I can walk on my own. Xiaoting struggled and stared at Baya. One day, Xing Buhua will come back to me. Baya frowned. Xing Buhua said he doesn't know you. Chapter 536. I think she must have lost her mind. She managed to trick us. The chief doesn't like her. Lin Shulan stared at Xiaoting's back. Shulan. Don't expose Xing Buhua's identity. Baya reminded him. Lin Shulan knew he had made a mistake. He lowered his head. I'm sorry, madam. I won't do it again. Call Zhang Xingyu and follow her. Tell me everything she said and did, Baya ordered. All right, I understand. Lin Shulan left immediately. Baya finished her lunch. The food was getting cold, so she heated up a bowl of soup. She had been hungry, but after Xiaoting's incident, she realized she had no appetite. She believed that there was nothing going on between Xing Buhua and Xiaoting, but Xing Buhua seemed to have lied to her. She suspected that they knew each other. When she thought about how Xing Buhua might have lied to her, she didn't want to eat anymore. The closer she was to Gu Lingqing, the more she wouldn't lie to her, no matter how cruel reality was. She ate a little and returned to the library to design the psychological test. One psychological test couldn't fully grasp a person's psychological state. She had to do it in many ways. She had to design at least 10 psychological tests. At 3 in the afternoon, her phone rang. Baiya's heart skipped a beat. She was worried that she would hear something she didn't want to hear. She picked up the phone and saw that it was from Mu Xiaoxiao. She heaved a sigh of relief and answered. Baiya, you're amazing. I've given the 3 photos you gave to the police. They've tracked down the identities of the 3 people. It's exactly as you've predicted. The culprit's name is Chen Gonglu. He came from a poor village. He studied very hard and got into the chemistry department of Yulong City University. Because his family was poor, it wasn't easy for his parents to borrow money. By the time he had enough money to go to school, his place had already been taken. When he returned home, his father died of anger. His mother fell ill from exhaustion and passed away not long after. When he came out of the ravine, he hated those who were from rich families but did not study well, especially those who engaged in shady business. You are right. He runs a small business. He sets up a stall near the school to buy some trinkets, stationery, books, etc. Sometimes he sells some fruits. He sells almost everything. In the first case, he saw a primary school student buying homework with money. Another student refused, and he even beat the other student up. This case made him hate the pupil very much. He packed his things, followed the pupil to the lake, and pushed the child into the lake to drown. But he was not satisfied, so he scooped up the child, gouged out his eyes with a knife, scratched his face, and cut off his hand. He felt that the child had peeked at other people's homework and had committed a crime with his eyes. When he thought of himself, he felt that he had been replaced, so he scratched his face and cut his hand because he felt that these people's hands were dirty and swollen. In the second case, he was already in Sonbai City. He was also selling small items at a stall near the school. He heard the high school student asking his classmate to buy exam answers. This time, he was very calm. He extracted the anesthetic himself and followed the high school student for a period of time before he made his move. Perhaps it was the influence of his memory. He used the same method as in the first case. The third case and the fourth case were actually the same incident. He saw the student's parents give money to the teacher, and the teacher took the money. Because he was always not the substitute in his memory, he didn't scratch the teacher's face, Mu Xiaoxue said. Sure enough. Baiya sneered. What sure enough? You already knew it? Mu Xiaoxue worshipped Baiya very much. No. When she asked Mu Xiaoxue for the information of this case, she guessed that it might be related to the loopholes in education. Zhuo Chuni was in charge of education, and Zhuo Chuni was on the side of Xing Dongqing. However, now that Xing Dongqing's case was in the limelight, she would only weaken the public's crusade against Xing Dongqing by throwing out another person's problem. She could temporarily suppress it and wait for Xing Dongqing to step down from the position of finance minister. You are being modest. Thanks to you, this case was solved so quickly and the reputation of the research institute was preserved. Thank you. When are you free? I will treat you to a meal, Mu Xiaoxue said happily. It's what I should do. I haven't finished what I promised you. Well, your one case has already offset everything. It doesn't matter, Mu Xiaoxue said straightforwardly. Baiya thought of the help Mu Xiaoxue had given her in the past. She had helped Lu Shuang without needing anything in return. She felt a little more tender in her heart. Xiaoxing, as long as I am alive, you can call me if you have any problems that you can't solve, because we are friends. Hee, then I won't stand on ceremony. Ha ha ha, I will pay you when the time comes. There is no need. I don't lack your money. I just want to continue being friends with you. Alright, I can't talk to you now. I still have some things to deal with. That, Mu Xiaoxue stopped Baiya. Is the rumor on the internet about the crusade against Xing Dongqing related to you? I heard from them that you are Gu Lingqing's widow. Did you marry Gu Lingqing? Yes. I didn't know. Mu Xiaoxue was a little disappointed. I didn't have time to hold a banquet. It happened too suddenly, Baya explained. I am sorry. Just tell me if you need my help. Okay. Baya responded and slightly raised the corner of her mouth. Actually, her cloud rising was not bad. She had Gu Lingqing, Alan, Mu Xiaoxue, and once Lu Shuang. Baya's eyes were slightly red. She added, thank you. Don't mention it. We hit it off. All right, I won't bother you this time. Let's meet up when you are free. I will introduce my girlfriend to you. Hee, Mu Xiaoxue said cheerfully. Okay. Baya hung up the phone. Her heart was warm and moist. Even the style of the topic she designed had changed. She went for the tender route. Outside, the wind was strong and it was raining heavily. It was unusual in winter. However, in the library, it was still calm and peaceful. There was a faint lamp, melodious music, and green smoke curling up from the water mist. Baya took a sip and poured new water into the glass. She finished designing all 10 papers. She looked at the time. It was already 6:30 in the afternoon. She distributed the papers to Leng Shuang and made a phone call. Everyone has to take the exam. According to the order of the exam from 1 to 10, you have to take 1 copy every day. The exam will be held at 2:00 in the afternoon. You can take as long as you want. You have to hand it in after the exam. You need to record the time they hand in. Just write it on the exam paper. In addition, exaggerate the power of the person who prepared the exam paper. He can see their problems with just one look. The bottom 20 will be expelled. Okay, no problem. I will ask someone to send the exam papers every day, Leng Shuang said. Chapter 537. Madam, we've been following her for so long. I don't know if she found out or something, but there's nothing wrong with her. She's shopping alone now, Lin Shulan reported. She didn't look for Xing Buhua? Baya was doubtful. No. If she found out about you, she should have gone to Xing Buhua and put on another act. Baya narrowed her eyes as she pondered. Could she have been sent by someone else? Lin Shulan was also puzzled. Keep following her. Thank you for your hard work. What about dinner? No one is cooking at home, right? Old madam won't be back until dinner time, Lin Shulan said worriedly. Baya smiled. I can cook by myself. Don't worry. Seems like I came at the right time. Baya heard Xing Buhua's voice and turned around in surprise. His shoulders and hair were wet and stained with water vapor. His entire body was shrouded in the misty rain. Baya hung up the phone. Why are you here so early? I missed you. I had nothing to do tonight, so I wanted to come earlier. He hugged her waist, lowered his head, and kissed her lips. Baya was slightly stunned. She didn't refuse, but she didn't respond either. She just let him kiss her. He also felt that Baya wasn't enthusiastic. He looked at her. What's wrong? Baya locked her eyes on him and looked at his face. There were no signs of plastic surgery on his face. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, then no one else in the world looked like him. I was thinking that you came at the wrong time. You haven't cooked yet, Baya said. Xing Buhua smiled. I like your cooking. Then you'll be waiting for me here? Baya asked. Xing Buhua nodded. You know that I like to read. Do you have any good books to recommend? Baya remembered that he had taught her Russian. It had been 5.5 years, but she still remembered his grace, nobility, and coldness. She said in Russian, Have you read Crime and Punishment? I think Petersburg is pretty good. It's quite interesting. Do you want to watch it? Xing Buhua was stunned for a moment. He chuckled and replied in Russian, I've read all of these Russian masterpieces. Can you recommend some special ones? Do you want to read what I wrote? Baya tilted his head and asked. Xing Buhua cracked a smile and his eyes were filled with love. Yes. Baya felt a little lonely in her heart. She tried to imagine Gu Lingqing's personality. In the past, he would never smile like this. He would reply with a straight face, yes. She shook her head. This problem had already been solved last time. She shouldn't let her imagination run wild just because of Qiu Ting's appearance. She should trust him. I don't have my book here. It's on the computer. Just take a look. It's a bit rough and hard to understand. Baya turned on her computer and found the book she had written on psychology. She opened it and showed it to him. Xing Buhua sat down and moved the mouse. She glanced at him and turned to leave. She ate less for lunch. Although Lin Shulan didn't make dinner, it was enough to heat up the food. She opened the fridge. There were sausages, eggs, mushrooms, and tomatoes. The other dishes were heated up. She used these ingredients to make a tomato, mushroom, egg, and sausage soup. Her phone rang. It was Song Shiyu. Mom, Baya shouted. Xiaoya, I'm going to America now. I'll probably be back in a week. Don't wait for me, Song Shiyu said. What's wrong? Is it serious in America? Baya was worried. No, our goods have been swapped. I'm going to deal with it now. I'll also meet up with my friends and big shots there. I'm going to sell 2 companies in America, Song Shiyu explained. Yes, I'll contact you every day. Oh, okay. Song Shiyu felt Baya's kindness. She smiled and hung up the phone. Baya went to the library with the dishes. Xing Buhua was reading the book she wrote seriously. The orange light from the lamp fell on him, forming a warm halo. She really didn't want to destroy the warm atmosphere now. Xing Buhua saw her and walked over to take the bowl from her hand. Are you silly? You're standing still. You look more handsome when you don't talk. That was the Gu Lingqing of the past. Baya didn't say the last sentence. Xing Buhua put down the bowl and knocked her head. It was like a punishment. It was a little heavy. Baya covered her head and looked at him with grievance. He squatted down in front of her. I'll hit you. Come here. Baya couldn't bear to hit Gu Lingqing. She stroked his head and looked at him gently. Xing Buhua stood up and held her hand. Let's have dinner together. It's cold. It's not good for your stomach. There are a few more dishes. I'll bring them in first, Baya said gently. Baya went out to serve the dishes. He waited at the door and took the dishes from her. Baya turned around and went out to serve the dishes. Not long after, all the dishes were served. Xing Buhua tasted every dish. It seems that only this soup is made by you. Baya smiled and nodded. Xing Buhua brought the sausage soup in front of him. I'll only eat this dish. You can eat the rest. Baya was still smiling. As she smiled, her eyes became misty and tears flowed out. What's wrong? Xing Buhua's heart ached. He brought the sausage soup in front of her again. This is for you. It's all for you. Don't cry. Baya tried her best to smile, but she couldn't. Her tears were still flowing. She took a deep breath and pleaded, Gu Lingqing, if you're not Gu Lingqing, you must tell me. Heh. Xing Buhua stroked her head and said dotingly, why would you think so? Baya pursed her lips and looked at him. He looked at her watery eyes. They were like blue waves. It was so beautiful. It fell on his heart. It was very bitter. The memory was so deep, but it was like a knife stabbing into his heart. It hurt. I'm Gu Lingqing. You don't trust me? I'll bring you to a place after dinner, Xing Buhua said. He retracted his hand and lowered his head to eat. Baya felt that he was sad. She also hated herself for being so sensitive. Why did she feel that he wasn't Gu Lingqing? She hugged him. A lot of things happened today. I'm not in a good mood. I'm sorry. Xing Buhua hugged her back. I don't blame you. I understand your feelings and doubts. It's okay. You don't have to feel guilty. Baya looked at him. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. Let's eat. After dinner, he brought her into the secret tunnel. After walking for a while, they stopped. She saw that his car was parked there. The car was custom-made. It was very small and could pass through the tunnel. Get in the car. Remember to hug me. Xing Buhua reminded her. Baya sat in the back of the car and hugged his muscular waist. She asked in confusion, where are you bringing me? Chapter 538. Baya lowered her eyes. There was a strange feeling in her heart. She didn't know why, but she felt cold. She was a little afraid to know the answer. But she must know the answer before she could be at ease. The car took many turns. Baya couldn't tell which road he was taking. But he was very familiar with these roads. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, could he be Gu Tianhang? Baya hugged him tightly. She leaned her face on his back and listened to his strong heartbeat. Xiaoya, don't doubt me anymore. I love you, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baya didn't answer. She closed her eyes. Sometimes, she knew that she shouldn't, but her heart would still be scared and her thoughts would still be driven. Xing Buhua sighed. Half an hour later, the car stopped. Baya opened her eyes and saw a small house inside. The lights were on. She got off the car in surprise. Xing Buhua opened the door. Dad. She heard Gu Ruoxin's voice. She walked over slowly. Gu Ruoxin saw Baya. He looked unhappy and turned his face away. Baya also saw Gu Ruoxin, the doctor, the teacher, the nanny, and a little girl. She didn't know this little girl. Draw blood for me and Xiao Xian, Xing Buhua said to the doctor. He sat on the chair and stretched out his hand. The doctor obeyed. He took a disposable blood storage device and pressed on Xing Buhua's finger. Blood came out and the blood storage device sucked it. He handed the blood storage device to Baya. Baya took it. The doctor drew blood for Xiao Xian and gave Xiao Xian's blood storage device to Baya. Baya grasped the two blood containers and understood Xing Buhua's intentions. You'll feel more assured if you take the test yourself. Find someone who's close to you. I'll send you back after I'm done with Xiao Xian's homework. I won't be accompanying you today, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I'm sorry, Baya apologized. I told you, I don't blame you. It's good that you did this. At least, no one can impersonate me, Xing Buhua said reasonably. Baya lowered her eyes and watched as Xing Buhua checked Xiao Xian's homework. She missed Xiao Yan, but in the current situation, it was too dangerous for Xiao Yan to return. Half an hour later, Xing Buhua drove her back. Neither of them spoke, and the atmosphere was tense. Baya took a deep breath and broke the silence. Who's that little girl? She's my comrade's daughter. Her parents are dead and her grandparents are dead. She was bullied at her aunt's house, so I brought her back. On one hand, I wanted to keep Xiao Xian company so that Xiao Xian won't be lonely. On the other hand, I can take care of her. It's a critical period now, so I hid them here. As long as Xing Dongsheng and his people find Xiao Xian, they'll be able to confirm that I'm Gu Lingqing, Xing Buhua explained. You're too bold to attack Xing Dongsheng directly. You'll be in danger. I've already arranged people to protect you. Don't do it again, or I'll be worried, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Shen Yan didn't allow me to enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet, so I was too impulsive. Plus, it's too dangerous for our people to stay with Xing Dongqing. Su Jiran has been by Xing Dongqing's side for so many years, but he hasn't been able to get anything on Xing Dongqing. It's difficult for our people. So, we carried out the plan. I'll use public opinion to attack. At least we can pull him off the horse, Baya explained. He'll at least care about his reputation when he's on the horse. If you pull him off the horse, he'll do something desperate, Xing Buhua said worriedly. The more desperate he is, the more we'll have a chance to counterattack. I'll wait for him to make a mistake, Baya said fearlessly. That's too dangerous for you. Baya smiled. I'm not afraid. I just want to be with you as soon as possible. There are many people who die for no reason in this world. Earthquakes, car accidents, viruses. At least, I'll die for a reason. Xing Buhua suddenly stopped the car and looked at her angrily. I won't allow you to die. Baya looked at his bloodshot eyes and her heart trembled. How can that be? You have so many people to protect me. I'll be fine. In the future, discuss with me when you do such things. Don't be alone. Also, you don't have to worry about the healthcare department. I've already entered it. Within a month, I'll make the healthcare department mine. Okay. Baya smiled. I really want to be with you, Xing Buhua said. But not today. If he stayed with her, she wouldn't believe the results of the paternity test. Very soon, after I get rid of Xing Dongqing, I can be with you openly, Baya said gently. Okay, sit tight. Let's go. Xing Buhua started the car. At 7 in the morning, Baya woke up. The first thing she did was to check the surveillance cameras. No one had touched the blood storage device. She brushed her teeth and washed up. Then, she opened the door and shouted, Lin Shulan. No one answered her. She remembered that she had asked Lin Shulan to follow Chiu Ting. Was he not back yet? She called Lin Shulan. Where are you? I'm at the A Group International Hotel. Chiu Ting went into her room and didn't come out. I asked the people from the third eye to follow her, but they didn't see her come out or anyone go into her room, Lin Shulan reported. You don't have to follow her anymore. Come back and rest, Baya said. Lin Shulan said, Zhang Xingyu and I will take turns to monitor her. It's not tiring. We've been following her for a day. If we keep following her, we'll know what she wants us to know. It's meaningless. Come back and rest. Okay, I'll be back now. Baya hung up the phone and asked a soldier to send her to the hospital. She went straight to the laboratory and watched them do the test. Half an hour later, the results came out. She looked at the test report and breathed a sigh of relief. The result was paternity. She was too tired and had too many things to do. That was why her imagination ran wild. Fortunately, very fortunately, he was Gu Lingqin. Baya put her hand on her forehead and smiled. She got into the car and looked out of the window. A figure flashed in front of her. It looked like Lu Shuang. Baya quickly opened the door and walked in the direction where the person disappeared. The person was gone. Was it another illusion? She called Leng Shuang. Help me check around the general hospital. Just now, was it Lu Shuang? Baya knocked her head. How could she be so excited that she couldn't speak properly? I'll send you Lu Shuang's photo first. If it's really him, help me track her. Baya said anxiously. Okay. Baya found Lu Shuang's photo on her phone and sent it to Leng Shuang. She paced around anxiously. Leng Shuang called. It's her. She's in the car now. She's heading to Wui Road. I'll send her location to your phone. Chapter 539. Baya caught up with Lu Shuang at the entrance of the International Hotel in a land and shouted excitedly, "Shuang Miao." Lu Shuang paused and turned his head to look at Baya. There was only desolation and calmness in his eyes, without any emotion. Baya was so excited that she ignored Lu Shuang's abnormality. She hugged Lu Shuang and said in a choked voice, "You're back. Why did you come back? How was your life in D-land? I missed you. I missed you so much." Lu Shuang looked into the distance expressionlessly. The winter sun shone through the leaves. It was very white. But for her, there was no warmth at all. She said coldly, "Enough with the hypocrisy. Just give me some breathing room." Baya's body stiffened. She looked at Lu Shuang with red eyes. There was guilt, regret, expectation, and strong feelings. "I'm sorry for what happened last time." Baya apologized. "Can your apology bring my mother back to life? Can it bring my father back to life? Can it bring Xiao Bao back to life?" Lu Shuang asked coldly. Baya looked at Lu Shuang in shock. Her heart was instantly locked. "Didn't you say that only your mother had an accident? How could Bobo and Xiao Bao have it? Thanks to you, I have become a lonely man like you," Lu Shuang said coldly. Baya held Lu Shuang's hand and said sincerely, "Shuang Miao, let me take care of you from now on." "Take care of me? I heard that Gu Lingqing is dead. How are you going to take care of me?" Lu Shuang shook off Baya's hand. "I have the ability now. Trust me," Baya said with misty eyes. Lu Shuang took a step back. He shook his head and said, "I don't dare. I can't die now. I still have a lot of things to do." "I know. You came back to take revenge. I'll help you." Baya walked towards Lu Shuang anxiously. "Help me? Heh." Lu Shuang sneered. "You're also my accomplice." Baya's heart sank. "So, put away your hypocrisy. I don't need it," Lu Shuang said coldly and then turned around and entered the hotel. Baya stood at the entrance of the hotel in a daze, his eyes filled with bitterness. She and Lu Shuang supported each other as they walked over. She could not be with Gu Lingqing for the sake of Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang was willing to be with someone he didn't love for her. Lu Shuang had saved her, helped her, and sincerely considered everything from her standpoint. Now that Lu Shuang was back, although he didn't forgive her, she should try her best. Baya called Ling Shuang. "The girl who asked you to investigate is called Lu Shuang. She is now living in an international hotel in a land. Can you send more people to hold her? I'll pay for all the expenses." "We'll do as you say, madam. Also, the international media is pressuring us to pay a huge amount of compensation. This involves our country's reputation and diplomacy. It's a serious matter." "I'm going to a meeting now," Ling Shuang said. "Okay." Baya hung up. She got into the car, leaned back on the seat, and closed her eyes to rest. The car was stopped in the middle of its journey. "Madam." The soldier shouted alertly. Baya glanced around. There were surveillance cameras, and the people opposite did not cover their faces. "Don't worry." She opened the car door and got out. An officer walked up to her. "We're President Shen's people. Please come with us to the Senate." Baya understood and chuckled. Shen Yiyan was indeed a good person. Whoever started the trouble should end it. She followed them to the Senate. Along the way, there were dignified and solemn soldiers. The atmosphere was especially solemn, and it was shrouded in a tense atmosphere. The soldiers brought Baya to the entrance of the Senate. The security at the entrance was even tighter. The soldiers exchanged documents, and a soldier pushed open the closed door. Baya walked in, and all eyes looked at her. Some were curious, some were surprised, some were hateful, and some were respectful. Shen Yiyan, who was in charge of the meeting, said, "Baya is Mr. Allen's good friend. This matter concerns Mr. Allen." I think asking her to help will make things easier. I'm friends with Alan, but I don't know much about politics. Perhaps, the only thing I can do is to give you Alan's phone number so that you can communicate privately, Baya said calmly. It's all because of you. You're endangering the interests of the country. Xing Dongqing stood up agitatedly and pointed at Baya. Baya looked at Xing Dongqing and asked, I don't understand what Mr. Sheng is talking about. Why is it all because of me? Do you really think that I can solve such a big problem with just one sentence? And how am I endangering the interests of the country? You're still pretending. The person who set the fire was obviously your people, Xing Dongqing said as he slammed the table. Baya became serious, and her tone became sharper. You can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. The person who set the fire was my people? I'm a woman, and I'm pregnant now. I'm recuperating at home, and I don't even participate in work. You're telling me that the person who set the fire was my people? According to your logic, international terrorist organizations are all my people. They're all my people. Gu Lingqing arranged them among my people to set me up on purpose, Xing Dongqing blurted out. You're such a cautious person. How could you arrange them among your people? Besides, you've always been at odds with Gu Lingqing. How could he convince you to take in his people? Also, you're saying that they're your people, right? Baya questioned. Xing Dongqing's face turned red with anger. I didn't know that they were among my people. I suddenly thought of something. You're the finance minister. How do you take in people? Is the person who set the fire also in the finance department? As soon as Baya's voice fell, everyone was in an uproar. I suddenly thought of something. A long time ago, you and my late husband had a lawsuit. Zhou Hailan said that my late husband had a secret organization, and then he said that you, Xing Dongqing, had a secret organization. It's normal for my husband to have a secret organization, because it's needed by the army. However, the things that these secret organizations do are all recorded in the files. Mr. Sheng, may I ask if the things that your secret organization does are recorded in the files? If not, it means that your secret organization is illegal, Baya continued. Leng Ying stood up and said to everyone present, after investigation, the person who set the fire was Chao Yonggang, who was confirmed to be dead a few days ago. According to Chao Yonggang, the people in Xing Dongqing's secret organization are all like this. I've investigated and sorted out a list of 32 people who were found dead. I believe that there are more people in Xing Dongqing's secret organization. Chao Yonggang said that he was sentenced to death on a groundless charge, and then he was saved by Xing Dongqing. Xing Dongqing even moved his family away. Chapter 540. Bullsh T. You're accusing me of something dirty. Xing Dongqing cursed angrily. What do you think is dirty? Baya asked calmly. Xing Dongqing was stunned. I do have some of my own people, but the president knows about them. I got the president's approval and everything I did was recorded in the archives. Xing Dongqing dragged Shen Yiyan into the mess on purpose. All eyes were on Shen Yiyan. Shen Yiyan smiled. Are you saying that the president is my father? Xing Dongqing shot out a faint cold light, angrily staring at Shen Yiyan. He gritted his teeth and said one word, yes. Since there is a file, I should be able to find it. But the most pressing issue now is the Alan incident. We need to give an international reply. Shen Yiyan solved the problem. His words could save Xing Dongqing, but he could also destroy Xing Dongqing. It all depended on what he was thinking. Baiyo was worried that Shen Yiyan was not only good at strategizing, but he was also very calm and rational. He would guide the public opinion. It would be very dangerous for Lu Shuang to fight with him. Alan is your friend. He won't pursue the matter, Xing Dongqing said. I can try calling him. Baya called Alan in front of everyone and turned on the speaker. The phone rang 3 times, and Alan answered. Alan, I heard that you've applied for international arbitration. Is it that serious? Baya asked. Alan paused for 3 seconds. Baya, I'm very sorry. This is a malicious murder and arson. The other party used weapons and force. I don't understand. I'm doing business normally and I don't offend the government or anyone. Why did this happen? I believe that no foreigner dares to invest in your country. I'm very disappointed that my family has invested in it. We can discuss the compensation you want. Don't alert the international community, right? You? Why is it you? I'm in the council now. They said that we're good friends, so it's more convenient for us to talk, Baya explained. This has nothing to do with you, Xiaoya. I have more than a dozen investments in country A. I think this is malicious. I'm worried that the same thing will happen to other investments. I'm sorry, I can't promise you that. That was all done by your good friend. Xing Dongqing pointed at Baya and roared. Who is the speaker? Alan asked. Xing Dongqing, the head of the finance department. I heard that the person who started the fire was his man. Baya said. Alan sneered. He has a grudge against you? Forget it. It seems that I've been implicated by you. If that's the case, I need to apply for international arbitration, Alan said with certainty. Alan, give me 3 days. I'll definitely give you a satisfactory answer after 3 days, okay? International arbitration is too serious, Baya pleaded. Alan paused for 5 seconds. All right, Xiaoya. I'll give you 3 days for your sake. I'll hang up first. I still have things to do here. Thank you. Baya hung up and looked at Shaniyan. I've made the call and spoken according to your request. There are some things that can't be resolved with just a sentence from me. Let's discuss this, Shaniyan said to the council members. Baya looked at Leng Shuai. They looked at each other and looked away. She felt that Leng Shuai would understand. Leng Shuai couldn't help but look at Baya with admiration. There was a lot of discussion in the meeting room. We feel that the arsonist must be brought to justice and given the most severe punishment. Only then can Alan's hatred be appeased, Sua Chuani said. Do you really think that killing a henchman will work? Moreover, this henchman was forced to do so. His family is in the hands of others, Leng Shuai retorted. What do you mean, General Leng? Sua Chuani frowned. I think that we need to show Alan our sincerity and let him continue to invest in a nation without worry. A gentleman's crime is the same as a commoner's. Many foreign investors are watching Alan's case now, Leng Shuai said. The question is, what sincerity does he want to see? Someone asked. Everyone's eyes were on Baya's face. Baya smiled. I'll ask now. She called Alan again and turned on the speaker. Alan, we're discussing here. I want to show you the greatest sincerity. Can you tell me what you need? I need the person behind the scenes to give me an explanation. After all, my loss is more than 100 million, and 5 of my employees are dead, Alan said forcefully. The problem now is that we've only caught 1 henchman. We can't confirm the person behind the scenes yet. Baya's eyes were on Xing Dongqing's face. Really? Is this what you mean by sincerity? Alan was obviously disappointed. I can't be the scapegoat just because Mei did it. I didn't do it. This is all a setup. Xing Dongqing ran over and snatched the phone. Then let the person who did it come out, Alan said rationally. Xing Dongqing stared at Baya. We're willing to compensate you 3 times of your loss, Xing Dongqing said. This is just one of my investments. All of my investments add up to more than 3 times of yours. I can guarantee for your other investments. There won't be any problems. If there are any problems, I'll compensate you 10 times of it, Xing Dongqing said. Okay, then let's sign the contract. I can promise to call you privately. Besides, I don't need to be targeted by your country and other businesses, Alan said cautiously. No, you can rest assured. Our country is very trustworthy, Xing Dongqing said. Then I'll ask my people to sign the contract with you this afternoon. After I receive the money and the contract, I'll cancel the international arbitration, Alan said and hung up the phone. Xing Dongqing, you're really satisfied as the finance minister. You're using the country's money to pay for yourself, Ling Shuai said angrily. I'm doing it for the long-term interests of our country. What do you mean by using the country's money to pay for me? Xing Dongqing retorted angrily. It's your fault. As long as you're brought to justice, it'll be the greatest sincerity we can show to Irene, Ling Shuai said. Xing Dongqing slammed the table. Bullsh T, someone blamed Gu Lingqing's death on me. Now, someone is blaming me for this. Do you think I'm a pushover? I strongly request for Xing Dongqing to be removed from the finance minister position. Otherwise, we won't be able to answer to the public, Ling Shuai stood up and said. What right do you have to remove me? Who are you to remove me? Since the problem has been solved, let's go. Xing Dongqing walked out of the meeting room angrily. This Xing Dongqing is too arrogant. He's talking nonsense. I think he's the culprit. He offered 3 times of the compensation without going through our parliament. Is he really hiding the truth from the masses? If he's still the finance minister, I think the country will be in a huge deficit. Chapter 541. Baya, come with me, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. She followed Shen Yiyan out of the door and into the meeting room next door. Shen Yiyan's soldiers closed the door behind them. Is it really what you want to see to push the country into the limelight in order to deal with Xing Dongqing? Are you sure this is what Gu Lingqing wants you to do? Shen Yiyan asked back. First of all, it's not me who pushed the country into the limelight. Secondly, if I really wanted to push the country into the limelight, I wouldn't have come here. Thirdly, don't talk to me about the country. I don't think you deserve it, Baya said coldly. Stop. This is enough, isn't it? Shen Yiyan said in a low voice with a hint of warning. Don't force me to attack you. Attack me? Why? Just because you think that I dealt with Xing Dongqing, you want to attack me? Baya asked calmly. You can burn down Alan's factory in order to deal with Xing Dongqing. You even didn't hesitate to implicate innocent people and let Alan apply for international arbitration. This has affected the interests of the country. If all the foreign investors withdraw from the investment in country A, then the country's loss will be serious. It will also affect country A's international status. I'm going against you not because you dealt with Xing Dongqing, but because you are blinded by hatred and hurt the interests of the country. I don't need you to do anything worse, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. If I really wanted to harm the national interest, I wouldn't have come. You understand, you know, and you also know how not to affect the national interest. Whether or not the national interest is harmed is up to you, not me. Now, if you want to incriminate me, you can always find a way to frame me, Baya said coldly. So, you don't want to stop, right? Shen Yiyan saw her determination. Baya chuckled and looked at Shen Yiyan coldly. Lu Shuang is back. If you don't want to hurt him, don't look for him. My people are already protecting him. What? Shen Yiyan didn't expect Baya to suddenly change the topic. He paused, and his eyes flashed with sadness, worry, hope, and surprise. He held Baya's shoulder excitedly. Lu Shuang is back. Where is he now? His parents are dead, and so is Xiao Bao, Baya said coldly. Shen Yiyan paused again. His breathing became tense and he frowned in disbelief. What are you talking about? Wasn't her mother the one who died? How did her father die? How did Xiao Bao die? Shen Yiyan, you should know your current situation. In the past, you didn't have the ability to protect Lu Shuang. Now, you know very well that your position is precarious. You can't have any instability. For the sake of Lu Shuang's safety, please let him go. That's all I want to say. It's getting late. I should go back, Baya said. He turned around, opened the door and went out. Shen Yiyan was stunned for a while and then he came to himself. He knew that he shouldn't look for Lu Shuang. He knew that he was in a precarious situation and he couldn't make any mistakes. But he couldn't control his heart. He missed her, wanted to see her, wanted to know what had happened to her. He wanted to know why Xiao Bao and his parents had passed away. He wanted to make it up to her and heal the wound in her heart. Shen Yiyan made a phone call. Find out where Lu Shuang is now. I want to know the answer in 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, Shen Yiyan got the answer. Lu Shuang was in room 1102 of the International Hotel in City A. He didn't bring any bodyguards with him. He put on sunglasses, a mask, and a cap and took a taxi to the International Hotel in City A. He stood at the door of room 1102. His hands were trembling. He thought of many possibilities that Lu Shuang would see him. She would hate him, scold him, and even want to kill him. Even if she wanted to kill him, he would accept it. This time, he wouldn't let her go. Shen Yiyan rang the doorbell. The door opened. Lu Shuang stood in the door and looked at the armed man in front of him with drooping eyes. Shen Yiyan saw that she was much thinner than before and her chin was pointy. He felt sorry for her and hugged her tightly. His voice was hoarse and his breath was a little short. Shuang, don't leave me again. Lu Shuang looked out of the door. She recognized him at first glance. After all, Shen Yiyan had a unique air of nobility that not many people had. If I wanted to leave, I wouldn't have come back, Lu Shuang said calmly. Shen Yiyan looked at Lu Shuang. She looked straight at him and raised her eyebrows, but her eyes were red. My mother is dead, my father is dead, and Xiao Bao is also dead. I swear, I will take care of you for the rest of your life, Shen Yiyan promised. Do you know who killed my mother? Lu Shuang asked directly. I checked. It's a foreign organization. Someone must have hired them. Unfortunately, the organization refused to say a word, Shen Yiyan explained. Lu Shuang smiled and asked tentatively, Shen Yiyan, will you kill me? How could I kill you? You are the mother of my child. It's my... Shen Yiyan paused and continued, don't worry, even if I kill myself, I won't kill you. Lu Shuang shrugged and looked at her charming eyes. I'll listen for now. Listen for now? This sentence made him feel uncomfortable. Lu Shuang didn't care whether he was comfortable or not. He turned around, went to the bar, poured himself a little red wine, leaned against the bar, and looked at him. I haven't seen you for a long time, but you have lost a lot of weight. You too. Shen Yiyan walked in and closed the door. Lu Shuang took a sip of wine calmly and smiled. I'm on a diet. What's the matter? I miss you. Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. Lu Shuang smiled and swirled her wine glass lazily. It's my honor to be remembered by the president of country A. However, don't do this anymore in the future. My husband will be jealous and he won't be at ease with me. What? Shen Yiyan was shocked. She frowned and a sharp look flashed across her eyes. What husband? You're married? Lu Shuang raised an eyebrow. Can't I get married? Shen Yiyan then realized that she was wearing a 3-carat diamond ring on her finger. Her face was as pale as an ice cave. Who is it? It's none of your business. Lu Shuang said calmly. He had once thought that after she disappeared from his world, she would fall in love with someone else, marry someone else, and give birth to someone else's child. He couldn't bear any of them, so he had to know where she was. He didn't want to disturb her, but he would cut off her romantic relationships like before. He would cut off every one of them, so that he was the only one in her world. He couldn't accept the fact that she was married. There was a knife in his heart, cutting his flesh. It hurt, even more than the death of his parents. She was the only woman he had ever loved and wanted. You're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.